avoid being sucked into the apparently enjoyable hell that is Baldur's Gate early access. So.
Ah! No.
So where were we?
I'm away by.
You had been detoured from the expected destination from the Blatant Lie, the Delphi Council ship that you were recuperating and getting ready for your next assignment somewhere in the Ukraine, when you were told instead to investigate some local reports that had come through Delphi Council channels about an airship of possibly World War II design being seen in the area. You were to investigate, take whatever actions you thought were necessary in resolving the situation, because it was suspected that there was some kind of Nile Empire incursion going on. You headed back to land, managed to overcome a savage encounter with a megalodon. You met a local Adinos who had apparently had a strange encounter of his own in his village with some kind of idol from the Nile Empire, which you subsequently determined and have recovered to be an idol of the Egyptian god Sebek. And Abram, you'd managed to recall that there were some reports in what you had read back at Delphi Council HQ that there was another idol, although you can't remember the exact make, but it was found somewhere in India. And in that instance, the same idol's effect was that they seemed to be empowered in some way to project an area of Nile Empire reality. The Adinos that you encountered, Aston Ra, had been overwhelmed with the Nile Empire reality and banned, exiled from his village. He had taken up a personal mantle of King of the Jungle, at least for this area. You managed to fend off some attackers at his village after he'd left you, and the intent was he'd meet you further down the road. And Theo did so well with his after-combat triage that tales of his ability to literally almost bring somebody back from the point of death are going to spread far and wide. A glory event that you managed to successfully bring out last week.
Triage diplomacy.
Exactly. So you return to your boat, a catamaran of primitive design, continued upriver, mooring your boat a distance away from what looked like an ancient step pyramid, which is where you are within the dig site at the moment. It would seem that Nile forces are here doing some kind of excavation. They had the foul undead Gospog working at 3 distinct dig locations, retrieving from the ground some kind of glassy nodules. Dr. Sanders managed to identify these as tektites, which are essentially artifacts that are left in the wake of meteor strikes, superheated sand, so naturally occurring glass. You were surveying the troops that were here, the Gospog and the Nile Empire shock troops, when just as you had decided to start taking steps, and Abram had stepped out of hiding in the jungle to fire his 2 explosive rounds at some of the shock troops on your side of the step pyramid dig, that a noise above drew your attention up to the mighty airship that was honing across the jungle towards the mooring post at the top of the step pyramid. If I just share the map, I won't be leaving a particular item on this map, but you'll see in a second why. Because there is a token on there giving you an approximate scale of the airship that's just come through. In classic pulp villain style, however, the commander of the airship an individual who described himself or self-named himself as the Cloud Master. From astride one of the viewing platforms around the cupola slung beneath the mighty gas-filled blimp, Cloudmaster told you what he was doing here. It would seem that at the behest of his lord and master, the mighty Pharaoh Mobius, he had been sent here to retrieve the tektites from this location, which is one part of the asteroid collision that they claim destroyed the dinosaurs millions of years earlier, because it is the Pharaoh's theory that any event that could change the world so much must have infused these naturally occurring tektites with possibility energy. Dr. Sanders, you don't know if that correlates with your own theories of unusual niche and exotic physics, but time will tell. However, at the end of his monologue, because it was a monologue, he did in fact tell you to gaze upon the power of the shock troop of Velociraptor Raiders. Gaze in despair, for they are the last thing you shall ever see. And I'm going to get rid of the token, which is the airship now, because it's freaking huge. From the jungle to the northwest, at least a dozen Nile Empire shock troops astride large velociraptors came charging out of the green hellish depths. The Cloudmaster is at the moment is still actually aboard his War Zeppelin. I'm going to use his token to indicate where the War Zeppelin is. And the Gospog began clawing their way out of their holes, and the remaining about a dozen Nile shock troops that are on the ground turned in the direction of the explosions that took out 4 of their compatriots.
So our stealth mission's going very well then.
Your stealth mission went perfectly well up until the point you decided to break stealth with explosive ammunition. But it wasn't by mistake. You did it on purpose. Perfectly competent plan.
I think you'll find I didn't do that.
Right, so we're going to step straight into the conflict. You are where you are. Can somebody roll me a d6? But before we do so, I want a quick show of hands or decision. Which do you prefer at this moment in time?
Hey.
Living Land or Nile Empire?
Living Land means we live longer. I don't know what Nile Empire does to us.
Nile.
Okay, so in that case, I would like somebody to roll 1d6, because we are in a mixed zone. It's 3 to 1. On an even, it's the preferred one, which in this case is Nile Empire. On odd, it is the unpreferred, which is the Living Land. You are in a dramatic scene. You have been for almost the entirety of this, but we've only just started initiative. So, for the first time, you have a Nile Empire drama card.
I need to load up the images for Nile Empire.
And they do not make them like they used to. Okay. Objects and vehicles this round will suffer a wound if their damage equals their toughness, and another wound for every 5 over their toughness.
But there's no vehicles here apart
Yes,
from
there
an
is.
airship.
There is
There's
one big blimp, but it's also objects and vehicles. It's a dramatic scene, so you guys are going first. Approved actions are intimidate and taunt, but obviously some local elements of whatever the shenanigans they're using to overlay Nile Empire reality in this location are causing you some issues. So before any of you do anything, I would like you all to roll 1d20, which is a disconnection check. And it's either going to be a 1 case, close Theo, it's almost a 1, or a 4 case if you have stuff on you that violates the local area. And so just to double check, Durek, do you have any equipment on you that is, for example, over Ooh, tech axiom 20. Like a modern gun.
I don't have modern guns now, but I've got a fire axe. It's a Tech 21.
You have got a fire axe that is tech 21.
But my magic
Jacob's a naked
isn't
dwarf.
technical. It's only magic, so
Correct.
it
You're not
doesn't
using
have
your
a tech
armor,
score.
but the axe that you did retrieve from the equipment is technically higher tech than both the Living Land, the Nile Empire, and
It doesn't.
you.
It doesn't matter if you're just carrying it and not
You
using it. 'Cause
have
I
it
don't
on
use
you. This is the
Okay.
point of surges. Not in the old version of TORG, you had to remember. Oh, hang on, I'll need to make a check every scene at least for the stuff you had with you. What surge does is it means you don't have to worry about that. You just test when a surge comes up. It might be related to something technical. It could be that you've had a brief epiphany and you'd had a social concept in your head at the time that was alien to the Living Land. You might be thinking about democracy, which is also antithesis to the Isle ethos, because those guys are all about monarchies and possibly a republic, but democracy hasn't hit them yet. It could be that you're affected by something spiritual, but in your case, it's tech. So as the surge passes over each of you, you feel your personal connection to everything that is Isle fade out a little bit. Now, bearing in mind, magic is still a little bit okay in the Nile Empire. It's got a magic axiom of 14. So while some of your kit won't work, bits of it might. Okay, so your armor's still generally functioning right now.
Okay, because everything's in my armor. I mean, everything.
I know, which means you're going to have to reconnect at some point, but it would be the first thing you attempt. So your armor's going to be giving you more. Essentially, most of the perk bonuses you've got in your armor just aren't working until you reconnect. So your perk, which makes it less stressful or less fatiguing, all those sorts of bits aren't working. You've just got, at the moment, pretty bog standard plate mail.
Yeah, but I've other things in it too. I've got the magical runes, etc.
Which aren't working right now.
Okay, so so
Surge
I can
can't
use my
through.
claws.
You can use your claws, but I know you've got something that gives you big bonuses on the claws, so it's going to give you a little bit less. So we'll look at what's your normal damage? Like a 16, isn't it?
Yeah, 16's with everything added. So
we'll go down to a
to
13 off of that one.
No, it'll go down to less. It's. I've got loads of things in this.
Or the
I'll work it out.
Still. Brawl a perk applies still.
Oh,
But anyway,
right.
the first thing you need to do is attempt to reconnect, assuming that you are going first in the combat scene.
Oh, I'm not
Heroes
going first.
are going first.
I'm not ranged. I'm not going first.
So who is going first?
So the question of what I'm going to do depends on whether we want the blimp or not. Like whether we could risk it being destroyed.
I'm perfectly fine if it gets destroyed.
Yeah, hell yeah, destroy
it.
I'm not sure it would destroy it, but okay, it's a pretty silly idea.
Go ahead and explain.
Come back to the microphone.
So it's based on this. Okay. So there's this melody that everyone knows apparently, but nobody knows the name of. But it's called "The Streets of Cairo," and it's very often used in like a Middle Eastern setting. To play it like, and it goes like.
Oh yeah.
And
I even know some words to that. So.
Point is, I did some thinking when I was doing all the music, like finding music for this thing, and I thought that would work really well in like swing time. So, let's say in this reality, Dr. Dick has managed to find, because he also wanted to do this, find some music that would fit. He's found that like a perfect swinging version of that. And I'm going to use weird science to somehow connect my phone to the weird transmitter thing I have and send that to the blimp and have it play that all over the the comm things, and everybody's just going to be so caught up with that they start dancing.
Okay, so you're putting together some kind of remote access mind control to essentially do a mass maneuver
Yeah.
on everybody, or as many people as you can think you can affect. Yeah, I haven't got a problem with that. If you want, you can. If you make your weird science roll to begin with to see how successful you are in making this thing, and as you said, we've given you the 10 minutes ahead of time when you were in the forest waiting, and you can have put it together at that point.
Oh, bad. Well,
It's not. It's only a one case though, because you are in the Nile Empire. So using weird science is still a contradiction for you, but not for the local reality.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a possibility on that one though, just because I want to. Right, so that was.
And Gaz says Dr. Dick needs to get the gloater perk. What I'm essentially going to give you is this will give you a number of ablative uses of the gloater perk, depending on how well you do on your roll. So you'd previously got a 4, which gave you a -6. That put you at a 9. You spent a possibility to increase that, and you did this thing where you put your dice total in the box and then rolled again.
Yeah.
Saber might be, I know, because Saber's probably an earlier tech, so it should be okay. Your difficulties were going to be 12s, so you've got an outstanding success on that. So you have essentially got 3 ablative uses of what's essentially for you the gloater perk. Now, it doesn't mean that you'll be able to take cards out of the opponent's hand. They don't have pulls. But it does mean that you can essentially target as many individuals as you want to within, I'm going to say, a 20-meter radius of the blimp's location. Okay.
Sorry, I really couldn't hear you there. I'm going to try reconnecting because I'm getting a lot of bad sounding stuff.
Did everyone else hear me or not?
I heard you.
you.
Did you say
Why
anything?
have I done that in the wrong place? So 20-meter radius. So 20 times 5 is 100. Boink. Wait for Badger to reconnect.
Here he is.
Good heary or not good heary?
I can't hear anything. Anyone talking?
Anything yet? No one's talking apart from me at the moment. So
We can if you want. Do 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 do.
I'm looking in the books for axes. Oh, look at that there. You can get a pickaxe for tech level 9.
So I've got a saber if you want it. It's mine, but you can borrow it.
you can borrow it, exactly.
No, there's no. The old Torg had battle axes. This this one doesn't have any.
Have something similar.
Oh, I'm trying to find it in the books. I mean,
I did reconnect, but I can't hear you any better now, so I don't know what the problem is. But there's something on my end, apparently.
Okay.
you downloading anything? Any Windows updates in the background?
So can you see the green square, the green circle? Sorry.
Yep.
So essentially, that is the range of your multi-area effect music. You don't necessarily need to use it every round. Essentially, you'll have a button where you're pushing something and it warms out. But it does give you the ability to essentially do a mass maneuver to anything within that radius that is impacted by maneuver.
Right, so it's a maneuver. It couldn't be a trick, could it?
No, it's a maneuver.
Okay, fair enough. But I guess the setup for that was my turn, so
No, the setup for that was ahead of time. So what you've done at this point, you've gone with a simple action to turn it on, which was your skill check. So you've got 3 uses of this. Bear that in mind.
Okay, I think I'm going to try it. And I'm going to say, dance to this, you monkeys. Oh crap, Fantasy Ground just disconnected for me.
Oh, you're still on this side, but it has just said you've disconnected on this end. So you're obviously having some issues. Can you still hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one thing, when someone plays a card that you destroy one object, you know what an object I'm destroying.
Your armor, because it's wound you up because it's disconnected you.
Nope. The axe,
axe?
because the axe was the one that disconnected me, not the armor.
Do you want someone else to make the roll for you, Badger, or?
I don't get what's wrong with my internet today.
Turn your router off and on again. That usually fixes any problems. Probably give you a different IP address.
Now it says I can't connect to the host address. It's weird. Still the epic. Yeah, well,
And I must say you're.
you haven't changed it, have you? Maybe you have.
No, don't think so.
Check your network settings and verify the address. What?
You are looking. Hang on. What am I doing? That's a local IP. That's not what you want. Let us do an external.
Yeah, I know. I found it, Abram. That's why I put a wee post on there. So saying .lexnine, blah blah
Okay.
blah blah.
The IP address you should be connecting on, if you're not using the alias, which I can never remember, 86.21.245.81.
Right. Looks like that one might work.
Now, if memory serves, I think Gospog are immune to mind-affecting things because they are undead.
Oh, Gospog are the
They
thing.
are
My
indeed.
thingy. I get to
Yeah.
roll.
Yes, you do. I was waiting for your go to do that.
Woohoo! I'll
What
wait.
are
I'll
you?
wait. I'll wait.
They are supernaturally
That's
evil.
Oh, okay.
I like supernaturally evil.
We've got 3
I
according to
don't
this.
like them, but
No, because it's a dramatic scene. You've got Surge and villains have got nothing.
I preferred the other one.
It's not a standard scene. You're in a dramatic scene right now.
Yeah, no, but I just said I prefer the other one.
I know.
all.
Makes sense. No reason why you shouldn't. How's the reconnecting going, Badger?
Still nothing. Was it 81.98.206 to no?
Well, this is being broadcast, so you know.
It's only like
Yes.
We'll have all these weird people logging in next week.
I mean, this is just weird because especially if you can hear me just fine, it doesn't make any sense that the issues.
it's in Discord. So you got a reference to it as well.
Yeah.
I haven't even got an option to
Yeah.
kick you to clear the cache or anything. There you go. You connected. You're going to roll in a minute. It's going to be terrible, and it was all for nothing.
Yeah.
Do I say that?
We have to have one person that is the Alex of our group.
This week, anyway.
Who's it going to be? So
Well,
far, you've rolled worse so far.
Yeah, but you know, I'm hoping Skill will fill in that role to this week again.
Oh, by the
Please.
way, just bear one thing in mind, Derek. Considering where you are and what Abram did to initiate the combat, there are 4. I won't say dead. There are 4 neutralised Nile Empire shock troopers scattered around the area of the first tent, all of whom were armed with automatic weaponry.
Yeah, but I can't use automatic weaponry
Why not?
because I do not have a skill.
Okay, so you use it at Dex. It looks perfectly natural to you at the moment because it is entirely in keeping with the local reality.
It's a bit funny that you can use a weapon that you can't actually use.
It's just point and click, remember. Your mind's in a bit of a weird situation at the moment. It's opened up to new things and it's accepting new concepts at
I'm
an
gonna try
amazing
to
rate.
restart my computer and other things because this is not working.
Well, it just said you connected, then disconnected straight away. So before you go, let's roll for you.
Does that mean I'll be 1 to 4 to feel? Because it's not my reality?
No, because at the moment you're entirely beholden to local reality. So forget your own. You've disconnected. You are no longer carrying Isle around with you. You are restricted by whatever the local rules are. And the local rules are 1930s tech is fine.
So I
Can
do a 1 now.
somebody roll a d20 for Badger, please?
There you go.
Not Durak.
Not either. We'll go with Duak's roll. Duak only rolled an 8, whereas Abram rolled a 1. So that would be a -2. You've got a half decent maneuver skill of 3 onto your dex of 8. That gives you an 11. -2 takes you to a 9. So you're not impacting the Cloudmaster. He appears to be of sterner stuff and has decided not to start boogieing on down or whatever else you're trying to get them to do. However, every single one of the shock troops on the pyramid is seemingly overcome with the urge to start doing some very socially insensitive sand dancing. So are you electing to make them stymied with your success, or are you electing to make them vulnerable with your success?
We completely lost him.
We may have completely lost Dr. Dick. He's not still in. Okay, guys, quick vote then, so we can move things on. Is he making them vulnerable or stymied?
I think he's going to make them vulnerable because we're the ones that are going to kill him in 2 seconds.
Do you think we can kill them all in 2 seconds, or are they more
Well,
likely to attack us?
Well, it'll mean that they're going to be harder for you to kill any of them, where they will be less likely to hurt us.
Aren't they pretty easy to kill anyway, these shock troopers? Aren't they all just generic mooks?
They're mookish. They have wounds of dash, which means 1 wound takes them out. They have shock of 8.
There you go. Let's to make them stymied so they can't kill us if we miss any.
Just put vulnerable on all of them.
I just knew you were going to say that.
Sorry.
Perhaps we should vote on it first. Have a couple of rounds of votes about where they put.
This is why this group never makes decisions.
I made a decision just too late.
I'm taking vulnerable off them.
Well, actually, vulnerable seems quite nice, I think.
Well, if he said vulnerable and you say stymied, and then if I say stymied as well, but then we'll need to wait for.
No, because he's the one that acted it. He's the one
Yeah.
that brought it out. He doesn't have a say in what it is.
And it's surely his vote to break the tie as well.
Yeah, so we're not worried about nonsense like that. So, Theo, vulnerable or stymied?
Stymied.
Thank you.
Choice.
I've just removed vulnerable from all of them, so.
He would not be
So
happy.
you can put him back on again, John.
So who is taking the next action?
I will. John,
Go on, then.
the ranges, my maximum range is 45, but that's actually 45 squares on here, isn't it? Just to be clear.
Yeah, 45 meters on here.
So
Each of these squares is 1 meter, even though it says so. Multiply your range by 5 if you want to compare the actual foot reference on here to it.
I see. Okay.
I mean, I should be able to change that, shouldn't I? There should be something in there to say what the scale is. But
you can. If you go up to the top left, you know those little buttons around the top left of your map. There's one of them that's got the scale on. You can just overtype it, I think. You know where you've got your little mask and things at the top left of the screen.
mask, drawing mode, eraser mode, toggle grid toolbar, selection mode.
Oh, if you might need to unlock it, the map or something, but certainly on the GM side, it gives you there's like a bit where you can type in the scale.
Yeah, it's not letting me.
Is it? Oh, okay.
No. Anyway, divided by 5.
Yeah, all right. Right, well, I guess the ones I can see the best are probably the ones on the pyramid.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a couple that are nearer, but they are blocked by some of the desert tents that they have. But yeah, there's 4 arrayed on the side of the pyramid, which are easily visible.
All right, so what am I doing this for? It should just measure it. Hold on.
None of us know what you're doing.
I'm measuring the range. So that's 130 meters. I guess the furthest one's 145. So with a short burst, how many can I hit, John?
With each instance of a short burst, you're hitting 1. But you can do multiple targets. It just consumes more ammunition.
Isn't there like a -2 for each action though, or something?
Yep, each additional target.
So, and what's the base chance of hitting if they're in the open?
Their dodges for a Nile Empire shock trooper is an 8.
Right. And I'm rolling. Damn it, 5 combat dice. Oh, it's so hard to work things out on this, isn't it? 'Cause it's got this conversion thing.
You're on a 12 to begin with. No, 10. Sorry, Dex 7, fire combat 3. So
10.
10 to begin with.
I see. So I've got a decent chance of hitting.
Well, they're menaces though. You got what?
How many are you going for?
If we go for 2, so it's a -2, is it?
Well, actually, yeah, that will be a -2. So you're at a flat 8. Now, are they within your short range for the shotgun?
130, the furthest one is, and my short range is 15.
Okay, so you're not getting the +2 for being really, really up close. But don't forget, you do get a bonus for a short burst, which I believe is a +2.
Oh, so I'm at levels.
Yeah, so you're at a +2 overall.
But -2 because I'm doing 2 shots.
Yeah, so +2 overall.
Where's my other +2 coming from? I get +2 for the.
Sorry, I'm taking into account you've got a stat of 10, so no, you're right. You're 10 with a -2 versus them.
So it's a flat roll, yeah? Sorry.
Yep, I think so.
Right. Okay, Avis. Die. Oh, God damn
No.
It's not a mishap though, although your short burst does increase the mishap range, but that would give it. The malfunction range is a 1 to 2 for a short burst. So you bring your shotgun up.
Can I spend a possibility?
Unfortunately, mishaps are going to occur regardless.
Can I spend?
And the Nile Empire is all about bits. Unless you've got a card that lets you do second chance, you could get around it.
I'm absolutely going to play my second chance card then.
Because you could have started it with it in your pool. Yeah, because he's got haven't you got the ability to let you put one in to begin with?
I have.
I thought 3 people had that within the group.
I do have it.
Yeah, situational awareness. So we'll just assume you were a little bit more situationally aware than usual, and you did play that one into your pool. So roll again. Don't get a 2.
That was very kind of you. I will roll again. Yeah, I got
Better.
mildly better.
Okay, you've not mishapped, but now you could choose to spend a possibility if you wish to do so, because you have missed at this moment in time.
Why
Right,
is it
let's.
showing double?
Where?
I'm getting his 2. He rolled a 2, got a +2. He rolled a 2, got a +2. Got rolled a 5, got a +6. Got rolled a 5 +6.
Oh yeah,
It's like
they've all
doubles.
come out twice. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, try it once. We'll see if that's not a problem. Maybe I need to restart the server. Oh no, because he's targeted 2 people. You don't need to. It's only 1 total. It's doing it versus the 2 different shock troopers. So it's shock trooper 8 and then shock trooper 6. So put your skill total in the first box and your current die total of 5 in the second box and roll your possibility. It's a minimum of a 10. So you are in fact hitting both of them. Not enough to get a bonus die of damage, but that probably isn't going to matter because the basic damage of your shotgun is
15.
15 versus their toughness of 8 is enough to give them a single wound.
Yay.
So you were doing the 2, not doing the 2 closest one, you were doing number 8 and number 6, if I'm correct. So those 2 closest.
Correct.
So number 8 goes down.
Just blow
And number
back
6.
and then roll down the ziggurat.
Yeah, they do indeed. They fly back, cracking, smashing noise as their backs impact, and they do in fact like collapse down and forward and roll, possibly another tier down.
Right, go get him, Durak.
Don't forget to put a
Nope.
card from your hand into your pool.
Thank you.
Abram or Dirac, who's next?
I'm going to roll my lovely little dice because I want to get it over with.
You're going to try your reality. You're in a mixed zone, so it's just a 10.
This will make me decide what I'm going to do. Oh, friggin' Nora.
Okay.
I failed it badly.
Let me just double check something, because if I remember correctly, something might happen on a reconnection. I might not enforce it, but let's just confirm it.
Yeah, I might become a nil Empire dwarf according to what I remember you telling me yonks ago.
Just getting in the physical book because
I'm picturing a dwarf all Egyptianed up now. You know, all the Egyptian stuff.
yeah, I mean your armor's probably got those bits and pieces swirling into it at the moment.
Swap cards between each other or not?
Actually, that's not what would happen because my if I go Nile, all my stuff vanishes because it's all Isle. They can't cross over. I think it says it somewhere in the book about stuff like this.
Right, you have a choice right now. Because if you do get a mishap while attempting to reconnect, player characters must choose to either transform to the new reality.
Oh.
They may choose in a mixed zone, so you could go Nile Empire or Living Land. Or you lose an ad in reality, but by doing that, you automatically reconnect.
Bye bye reality. It goes down to 1 or 0.
It goes down by 1.
By 1. Yeah.
So you haven't got reality of 1, I'm pretty sure of that.
Oh, I meant it goes down by 1, I meant.
It does go down by 1, yeah.
I think it's automatically done.
But you have now reconnected.
Right.
So what are you actually doing? As you rage through it and you suddenly find yourself, power comes back to your limbs.
Am I allowed to turn tail and run for it? Because this is all bad luck.
It's up to you what you want to do. It's not particularly heroic, though.
No, I'm not a heroic person at the minute. Feeling quite depressed. I just had my armor all gone because I had a stupid axe. I know what I'm going to do. There's those 2 guys still alive there, aren't they?
Where are the axe at them?
And I've got how many squares? Where's my dex? There it is. 8. Move it squares 1. Can't reach it. Right. I can reach there. I'm going to throw my fire axe at this guy over there at the bottom. How do I throw a fire axe?
Just make a appropriate thrown weapons, or I think it's dex if you haven't got the skill anyway, regardless.
Oh, I think I've got throw somewhere in here, have I? No, I don't. Oh, I thought I had. It's not throw.
It's
Is it? It's missile, is it not?
yeah, missile
Or is it-
weapons.
Yeah. Got missile.
That's what you do for throwing as well.
Ooh. Ooh.
Hey, well,
This
it's
was-
not.
So if I
It's not
just
a-
disconnect it again, I'm going to start crying.
No, you didn't. It's not. It's not that kind of thing. Don't call that disconnection.
But I'm going to Benny it, or possibility.
Yeah. Whatever the language is, we don't mind.
So second one is my dice roll, which is skill is oh god, I think it's
Use your
10.
dex if you haven't got a bonus to it.
I have a bonus. I'm just making sure it's
Skill in the
10.
first
No,
and
it's 9.
dice in the second.
Where's my missile weapons? 8 plus. Oh yeah, it's because it's 8 dex. 9. Right. $11. What was the target?
Well, their target is their dodges, which are 8, as before.
That's just a hit then. I don't know what the damage. I don't know.
It would be your strength plus, I think, 2 probably for a thrown axe.
strength plus 2 is 13.
Which is more than 5 over their toughness. Which one were you throwing at?
7. I'm getting rid of this stupid axe.
Number 7 goes down with an axe relatively deeply embedded within his chest. Abram, see if we can get your go done before Badger actually reconnects. He has just reconnected, so.
I get any bonus?
You are doing useless dice to begin with this go. So let's get him out of the way.
So,
At least that's just for my scholar roll, not my actual thing. I still get to put one of my cards in my pool, though,
You
at
do.
least.
But I don't think you get to draw any, do you, on that one?
No. No, I won't do that one. I'll do that.
I never want to see that axe ever again.
Well, there are perks that will alleviate those conditions and situations.
I can't get.
You just
perks.
don't have access to them yet.
No, I don't. I can't get them perks. I've got too many other perks to get.
Okay, so what's Abram actually doing?
I am going to try and shoot at the Gospog because they've drawn my attention. These evil
Okay, and they are sort of closer to you with more limited line of sight than anything else. Okay, Gospog are the first planting.
I'll try and shoot both. The two closest.
So that would be
2 and
number 2 and number 5.
-2. Is that right?
It would be if you are shooting at both. You know your ranges, so.
I'm well within my first range.
Oh, I forgot I can move a card across. Oh, my card.
Theo, do his range. He should have been in the middle, was it? So he should have had negatives.
Don't forget to move your cards to pull people who've moved or done stuff.
Don't get a 1. Oof! It just
That was
rolled
good.
off a 3. Just rolled off a 3.
That's what the Gospog are looking like. That's the generic undead Gospog.
Not soon. They're not. They're going to have a whole part of their head
They're
missing.
going to have significant gaps, yes. Their dodges
Let's
are
hope-
8.
Yes, 2 bonus dice. Come on, decent rolls. Oh, a reroll 1.
Hello, whoever that is.
14 bonus
Yeah.
damage. That's 28 bonus damage.
28
not bonus
damage versus
28.
Gospog's toughness of 8. They don't take shock, so it's only wounds you're doing here. So that would be 4 wounds, which is more than enough to essentially disintegrates the two that you draw a line of sight with. So number 2 and number 5 are returned to the ground.
Any use hearing beeps from Discord?
Yeah, that was Badger's reconnection, I think.
It beeped twice. That's what. First time
it was
he just came in, and then I don't know what the second beep was for.
Okay, so what do the villains do? Well, the Cloud Master, you note as he's got an issue with his connection. The Cloud Master and the Blimp move in this direction, so they're at that location now, which means that bit's on there as well. And as you watch, you can see that on each side of the cupola, you've got a sort of a grill walkway, and again on equidistant on each side, there's a grill walkway going out, maybe about 4 or 5 feet, and there's little independently slung machine gun outposts on each side. And you can see that in each one, although only one can actually target you at this moment in time because it's got its port side facing in your direction, the stormtrooper that has that one armed takes aim and probably going to shoot at Father Theo because he's sort of central. They've got no idea which one of you is more or less threatening than anyone else at the moment. So these guys are using their biocombat skill of 8 for these.
You're probably right. Father Theo.
An 11, Father Theo, what is your dodge skill?
My dodge is 9 until.
Okay, so they only get 2. They do hit, but not enough to do any bonus damage. So including all of your armor at this point, actually it would have been a short burst, but it only adds 2, so it wouldn't have had an impact on that total. You can apply a damage of 13 to your full armor, please. So your full toughness.
My armor is 11.
So that's 2 result points, so that's 2 shock. No wounds. Your holographic breastplate go ding, 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 ding as the bullets hit the hard light that comprises it.
I'm counting down with the shock, aren't I? I can't remember. I count up or down. Right. Down.
How do I kick Dr. Dix? It says he can't connect because someone with his username is already connected, but I can't see him.
Oh, just if you
Do I have to release the character?
yes. But I think it'll time out after a couple of minutes anyway. Alternatively, he can join with a different username.
Just make sure you don't accidentally do the ban one.
Right, so let him do that one. Durac, the sole shock trooper that's left in front of you over here, charges up and strikes at you with a short sword that he pulls from his belt.
Why is there a big green circle on the map?
Because that's the radius of the potential impact of Badger's weird music effect.
Okay. Did it move?
It moved with the blimp, which is represented by Cloudmaster's icon on there. Their melee weapons is only 8. So what is your melee weapon or unarmed combat in defense? Well, they're not going to hit you with a 2. Don't worry. Gospog have a dex and a move of 7. So they are all going to move roughly in the same direction towards you lot. I should be able to do a selection mode of token selection, you lot, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all of the Gospog en masse charge at you, but none of them get close enough to do anything. Turn the selection mode back to token target. The Nile shock troopers are going to head in that direction as well. Every time Badger's connecting, I get a brief lag spike, but it soon passes. So these guys just move a little bit over. Or they're shuffling a little bit over with their sand dance. They're barking at each other in Arabic, not necessarily a language any of you are understanding at the moment, and they are trained to do group shots. So these guys are going to take shot at Durak.
Can they see me?
Yeah, you're only just over there. You're not behind anything. You're just in between the tents.
I think I'm behind the tent.
Well, the Gospog aren't the ones we're around about. It's the ones on the pyramid who are to your left. So they are going to use a single fire combat attack with you. There are 3 of them. They're getting a +2 bonus. So I'll just give them a TORG 10 rather than a TORG 8. This is still versus your dodge. And their guns all promptly jam.
Said I was rolling badly.
Yeah, we're all doing a bit badly at the moment.
And when we lose Ryoko, who's our nominated.
It's spread out, isn't it? It's all spread across. These guys over here are also going to move into a new position to get at you lot. So they have a move of 7, so they can move 3 times that. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And then...
Are you sure they can count that high?
Yeah, well, they seem to be able to. But they're all grouping up to charge around the bottom corner there. And then with a chorus of different honking noises from the raptors, the stormtrooper raptor riders begin to, very much like a sort of an episode of Final Fantasy. So they all look like they're riding on what are the weird chicken things called in Final Fantasy? I've forgotten.
It's like Cocos or Cocos.
Yeah, chocobos. That's the one. Yeah.
I've played it.
A bunch of very, very aggressive chocobos come charging around the corner. Now these guys have got a move of 36. So, it didn't do the selection. Why didn't you do the selection again? Token select mode. Those guys. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Having a lot of ground in short order. And more importantly, the Raptors did the running. The shock troopers on their back didn't. They're still going to get a -2 though, because they're being quite bounced around, and they only have line of sight on Durak. So 12 of them.
I'm used to this. The only target ever.
12 of them are going to attempt. I just need to double check what bonus that would give them. I think it's going to give them like a +5 or a +6. Because it's not a linear chain. There's diminishing returns once you start getting lots of people involved. all using M40s with rapid fire, which is giving them a +2 for that to begin with. 12 of them, yeah, give them a +5. So that gives them a 7. They're going off of a 15. It's still only going to be one resolution, but a 20. So that's going to hit you. What's your dodge?
My dodge is 13.
Luckily, they got an even because you are engaged. If they got an odd, they might have hit their mate. So that's 7. There's 1 bonus die of damage. These guys are also firing MP40, so it's a base damage of 13, 14 versus your armor.
Of 15.
So that's 1 shock.
I thought my toughness was higher than their 14.
Yes, it's 1 shock. You've got to be 6 higher to get nothing. 1 single point of shock. I think that is everyone, because the Cloudmaster is... Oh, why not? Actually, it was everybody. But then I've remembered the Cloudmaster hasn't done anything yet. And he does have Gloater. And Intimidate. So from the viewing platform of his glorious Zeppelin, the Cloudmaster calls down, his voice carrying over the noise of the Egyptian music that Dr. Sanders is putting in place. And he's, "You're hopelessly outnumbered. Give up now, and I will be merciful." So he is going to make a Intimidate, I think, in this instance. Doesn't matter because he's got the same one either way.
We're not intimidated.
Well, let's see. He got, what did I just roll? A 19? Fine, I'll keep the roll. He got a bonus number of 6 onto his skill of 12. So that's an 18. So what are everyone's defensive intimidate stats, please?
My intimidate stat is...
You mean defensive though? What do we defend?
You intimidate. You defend intimidate with intimidate.
Ignore that.
You're
I the wrong thing.
12.
10.
8.
Theo, what's yours? Normally it's your
12,
spirit
sir.
plus you intimidate. So we've got 2 12s and an 8, I heard there.
I said 10, so...
Okay, a 12, a 10 and an 8 then. I didn't hear that. So that is 18. So the person with the 8, which I believe was Abram.
I had 19.
Which was Abram.
Okay.
He gets an outstanding success on you. So you are significantly cowed by what he is saying. And because we're in the Nile Empire, 2 things happen.
That is, I'm going to play opponent fails, by the way. Just to prep you.
Right, so he is going to make you very vulnerable as you lose your bottle. But as well as that, in a minute, I'd like you to roll a d20 for me. The other 2, you are both vulnerable as his words seem to sink in a little bit. Now, what I would like you to do, Abram, is just roll me a straight d20, because he's got the equivalent of a player's call on you, which is the sort of thing where you get setbacks and the like.
I think I'll play opponents fail.
After I put everything on?
Yeah, well, I said to you, if it's bad, I'm going to play opponents fail. I did say
Okay,
that.
well, let's just roll it anyway, just to let you know what would normally happen when you're in the Nile Empire and things go wrong. You get what's called the bit now. Obstructions build up. So yes, things can get worse than they already are. Bear that in mind. This is things like setbacks and when those sorts of things kick in. 19 obstacles would be something kicks in to be a dramatic skill resolution. Or if you don't elect to do the dramatic skill resolution, 2 other obstacles are added instead. So roll 2d20. See what it would have been. 5 and a 1. Well, that would have been an important item runs out of ammunition, fuel, or power, and a hero would lose an important weapon or item, and one of the villains gains it. However, you successfully did opponent fails instead, so whatever it is that he was projecting with cracks and crackles, and his overall threat is made moot. Well played. Right, have we got a badger back yet?
Yeah, I think he's giving
He's
up.
close to giving up, unfortunately. He's getting stuff. He can't seem to connect to Fancy Grounds, barely get any voice either. Is something wrong with his... hang on for a sec.
Did he start his rider like I asked him to?
So. Obviously a connection on his side, so... Can somebody please roll me 1d6? Again, we're looking for odds or evens.
Odds
It's odd.
So,
Just living land.
it is indeed living
Damn
land.
it.
Still a dramatic scene, however. Disorganized rabble. Mobs on either side are stymied thanks to discipline and formation being contradictory concepts. Now, this won't affect the Gospog, but it does impact all of the gathered shock troops because they are just mobs. They don't have more than 1 wound each. Just to let you know, though, it's in a weird situation. It won't impact the Velociraptors because they don't have 1 wound each. They have a bit more. Let me just double check that. Yep, they do. They are not counted as mobs.
Why couldn't this card happen when I was disconnected? Because then I wouldn't have beef fatigue because I wasn't wearing armor.
So villains are going first. Heroes are fatigued. So you guys will all take the appropriate
3
shock for fatigue.
2 shock now.
It's 2 shock regardless because of fatigue, and if you've got armor, it adds to it. So
I took specials to reduce mine from 4 to 2.
Maneuver and trick are the approved actions this round. And
fatigue. So we take 2 shock and
fatigue. If you're wearing armor, the fatigue result essentially gives you more shock on top. Just I'll read it to you. So it inflicts 2 points of shock to every character on the afflicted side at the end of their turn. So make sure it's the end of your turn, sorry. Some types of armor and equipment might increase the amount of shock damage caused by a fatigue result as well.
2 shock for having a fatigue armor.
Yep.
4 in
No. Fatigue. An armor that gives you fatigue gives you more shock.
So yeah, 4 in total. 2 more. Is that right?
No. Mine's dwarf armor gives 4. Yours is not dwarf armor. Look at your armor. What's it say it gives you?
Yeah, what's your armor?
It's fatigue. Monster hide dust.
Well, what's it say?
It's got the fatigue result. The fatigue result on your monster hide armor. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. I'm doing this all old school. I've got the actual books out and everything. If you are fatigue, whenever a fatigue result comes on, you suffer 1 additional shock. So you take 3.
Okay.
I don't think this affects me.
Not that good, but hey,
yeah, I don't think your armor gives you fatigue. Your one.
It's not written on it.
Holographic.
Yeah, and I've got this breastplate of righteousness, and it doesn't say anything about fatigue.
Yeah, it's holographic. It doesn't give fatigue. So you just take the 2 shock for the fatigue result, but no additional from your armor.
Okay, but not till the end of my turn, yeah.
Yeah, end your turn. I'm doing it right now because Why not?
In case they
Yeah, why
fatigue
not?
you.
Just in case. So what's going to happen is, I mean, they can still take actions. They're just stymied. So the Raptor shock troops begin to move around the side of the tents because they realise that there are others. They're not going to move more than 12 this round. Yeah, I've still got everyone selected. I didn't want to do that. I wish the icon for token select was different to the one that looks about sharing, because I keep picking it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 12.
76.
12, 12. And then these guys are all going to move in one group. Three, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's go to 12. About there. I want to get a slightly better view on the dwarf.
Well, John's preparing skill. Just let you know, there was a spider the size of a mouse in my room last night.
Oh my god. Was it a big mouse?
The spider was as big as a mouse, I said.
Yeah, but like was as big
What
as
size
big
mouse? There are small mice and there are big mice.
About the size of my fist.
Oh man, dwarven size, fist size, that'd have your arm off. How did you catch it?
I threw
I think he
an
moved out.
armory. I threw an armory book on top of it from Warhammer.
Oh. Oh well, I suppose that'll do the trick, I guess. But no, I hate them, but I have to catch them and put them out. I've got little spider catchers.
Now, just to remind people on that, I found this out the other day. I was doing some research on Gemma's behalf. But turns out, if it's a house spider, if you're putting it outside, you're probably killing it. Because there's a reason why they're house spiders. Because they have evolved to live inside. If it's a garden spider that you find inside, it's fine. But chances are, by putting it outside, you've signed his death warrant, apparently.
Oh, so like instead of like a quick death, he's actually getting like a long prolongated death of cold exposure and
Yeah, essentially,
starvation or
you're
something.
cold and exposure and everything else that might be a bad thing.
I reckon if I put him in my shed, I think that might count.
That's probably okay. Shed's probably fine. 2, 3, 4.
Right, I'm gonna have a shed full of
5,
spiders.
6, 7.
Full of spiders.
2,
They just keep bringing.
6. So these are shambling forward. They're being affected by the disorganized rabble, but they're still going to go ahead. And then I keep clicking the wrong button. Selection mode, token target. Yeah, come on. Why aren't you doing it? That one. Go for it. And these guys are shifting forwards as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, half of these actually spend their round trying to unjam their guns. The 6 at the back, however, see the sky or the area around Theo lit up as he is impacted by various bullets, and his armor just bounces them. And they take this turn to aim. The 2 Gospog that have charged Abram leap in and begin to attempt to claw your face off.
Excellent.
What is your unarmed combat skill?
11.
Okay, they have an unarmed combat of 10. There are 2 of them, so they get a +1 bonus. So they manage to get a bonus die of damage on you as their preternaturally strong plant enhanced fingers begin to crunch down on your fleshy bits. only a bonus of 2 though, so their claws damage is normally 10, but that puts it up to a 12. What's your toughness?
10. Yeah.
So 2 shock. And you are engaged in melee. Oh, we should be doing someone playing Ryoko, so we'll deal with that next round. Because she is on the board. Same as Residence is actually on the board as well.
If we're playing him accurately, though, he'd have just rolled a 1 and disconnected.
Probably by this point. So 4 of the shock troopers on the back of the Raptors are actually targeting Dr. Dick. Their fire combat is an 8. They are doing short bursts, giving them a 10. They are stymied, however, taking them back down to an 8. And there are 4 of them, giving them a bonus number of 3. So they're going with an 11 with Dr. Dick's dodge. Okay, not huge. There's only a 10 and a 2. Couldn't get much worse than that. Dr. Dick's dodge, I think, is higher than an 11, or it might be exactly 11. It's exactly 11. His toughness is a 9, and the shock troops are going off of a 13, so Dr. Dick takes 2 shock. So I've updated that on his character sheet. The remaining shock trooper realizes that his companions are arrayed behind him and want to start firing, and he disengages from you, Durak, which means he's going to be vulnerable. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But he isn't firing because the remaining 7 are. So 7 is a +4. That gives him a 12. -2 is back down to a 10. +2 for short burst. That's a 12. What's your dodge, Durak?
Still 13.
Just hits. It's not going to do a huge amount, though. So you take another shock as the cacophonous sound of automatic weapon fire just ting, 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 ting off your shield and your armor. The Cloud Master up in his blimp has got the range on that. The blimp's going to move. It's going to keep coming over in this direction. Two things occur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so he's going to fire at Abram with his Mauser pistol. He has a fire combat skill of 13. -2 for range puts him on to an 11. What's an FK break? Oh, AFK. Oh, Jeebus. He rolled a 39. So that's a 22. What's your dodge? Abram?
13.
Okay. However, roll me a d6.
I think I'm back now.
Okay, cool.
Yay.
Abram, just so you know, you are 5 and 6.
Oh,
That was because he was firing at you, engaged with 2 Gospog. So it would have been 1, 2, the first Gospog, 3, 4, the second Gospog, 5, 6. No, actually, no. Let's keep it consistent. I've been saying up until now, 1's always worse, which would have been 1, 2 would be you. He hits one of the Gospog. Let's keep it consistent. I'm not going to bother rolling for that. Gospog number 11 basically collapses in front of you, and you realise how close that was as the bullet goes straight through its head. However, you're not completely in the clear yet, as the Nile Empire shock troop arming the port side Zeppelin's 50 caliber machine gun. A range 500, yeah, long burst. Yep. It's not firing the tank gun at you, so it is doing a long burst. Its short range is anything up to 500, but doesn't give it any bonuses, but doesn't give it any minuses. and a long burst is a +4. So his heavy weapon skill is an 8. So they're going off of a 12 versus you here, Abram.
Leave me alone. Yay!
And with that, it's the heroes goes. Badger, as you are back, it's only the second round of combat, so you've taken 2 points of shock because some Velociraptor riders shot at you. All of the mob enemies are stymied this round, which means they've been given minuses. There are no other conditional effects on anyone right now. So it's your turn.
Could you reshare the map, please?
I'm just away from the keyboard. It is called Tektite Dig, if you can find it in the images list.
Oh yeah, right. That's what it was.
Is it our turn, did you say? Sorry.
That was the point of what I was saying.
I'll go after this Gospog in front of me then, that's in combat with me. Can I attack then move? Is that allowed?
Yeah, you could do.
Am I allowed to shoot in combat, can't I? Because I got the pistol quality.
You've got the
right?
pistol feat, yes. But it does mean that if they are defending, they wouldn't be using their dodge. They can choose to use the better of their dodge or their unarmed combat. Doesn't really matter for Gospog. They've got an 8. They've got no bonuses. So it doesn't really matter one way or the other.
Give it a go. 15 against Gospog. I'm thinking.
Right, 7, so that's at least 1 bonus die of damage.
Ooh. Ooh. Negative. That's 5. 8. 22 damage.
Again, they've got toughness
So-
is way lower than that.
What's the initiative thing?
You guys have got a fatigue, but that will kick in at the end of your go, and somebody else can tell the approved actions. I'll be back at the keyboard in a second.
Maneuver and trick are the approved actions.
Hmm.
I'm gonna. So if I kill that Gospog, I'm then gonna head up through the trees
You do,
towards
in
the.
fact, kill that Gospog.
I will head up into the tree sort of thing, tree line, just inside the tree line,
Yeah,
up to
you're going to
where
get a little bit of cover from that.
And the green circle.
The
What's
green circle is your music effect.
that? Ah.
Unfortunately, the Gospog are immune to it because he's been flying the Zeppelin up with the intention of coming around to your rear at the moment. But you don't have to do it every round. You choose when the effect goes whom out of the system. I did lie. There is one Nile Empire Shock Trooper 17, who is the single shock trooper in the midst of all of the Raptor riders, is actually vulnerable because he disengaged from Dirac.
Circle now?
I've
sure,
taken.
so,
And
took out the 2 Gospog. You've gone back to where Ryoko and Dr. Sanders are within the jungle. Who is
Is anyone-
following on from you?
I think I'm going to try to do a trick on someone, but is there anyone in particular who want tricked here?
the whatever he's called up in the.
Cloudmaster.
Oh
The
right.
Cloud Master.
See if you can make him drive it too far out of range or even crash it.
He's in the sky, is he?
Yeah, he's in that Zeppelin.
I mean, out of dwarf range.
Yeah, he's about 30 or 40 meters up.
Just
Yeah, I
slightly
guess
out
I
of range.
could
Slightly
just
out of range, yeah.
the frequency scrambler to scramble its comms.
Scramble his frequencies. So he's going to confuse him. I'd say that qualifies as a trick.
Yep.
The Cloud Master's trick score is a 12.
So that means he's very
Very
something.
good.
Up to you what you want to make him. You can also choose to make him disfavored as well if you wish.
Well, is anyone going to try to attack him? I mean, is it possible to attack him at all?
Oh, if you've got range, you can try.
Try next turn. I don't know how long it will last.
Any line of sight? Because I'm thinking it's kind of overkill to do disfavored and very, very stymied. But if we're not going to hit him anyway, yeah, let's do that.
If we go first next turn, then I'll have a pot shot at him.
Are you going to make him disfavored and very stymied, or disfavored and very vulnerable, or disfavored, stymied, and vulnerable? It's up to you.
Going to make him very vulnerable.
Okay. And he's also disfavored. Who's following on from? And you get a card. Have a monologue card. It's quite useful when you actually look what it does. It negates the status on either the hero or villain conflict line.
You can do a speech instead of the Cloud Master now.
Instead of being fatigued, for example. Well, I can't use it this round, obviously, but yeah. So who's following Dr. Dick? We have Theo or Durak.
I prefer some other
Okay.
last.
I'll get that. So I'll shoot these three here. 3 raptors. Number 2, number 5, number 7, which can be -6, I think.
Okay, you can do. Bear in mind, they do have shock troops on their backs, so you could elect to shoot the shock troopers instead, should you wish.
Okay, the shock troopers are less hardy.
Shock troopers are less hardy.
Okay, they're going then.
Turn if they're not controlled as well, so they might turn on them. You never know.
Okay,
Actually, there's things that happen on mishaps for those guys. So shock trooper raptor riders have they would have a dodge of 8 or a beast riding of 8 because they are on raptor back, so it's 8 regardless. You're fighting 3, so you'll be at -4s. If you're doing a short burst, that adds a +2.
Okay,
so
and I'm at short.
-2.
I'm at short range as well.
So you're at flat.
Yay, that was my plan. So have it. Die. And that's a hit though, isn't it still?
It is still a hit.
Yep.
That's all I needed last time.
So what damage are you doing?
It's 15 damage.
15. So again, versus their toughness, that's at least a wound. Now, I haven't put the shock troopers on the map for this because when I did last time, they ended up getting the numbers all confused. So the raptors are still there, but 2, 5, and 7 shock troops are gone. And if you give me a second, I'm going to... So shock trooper raptor rider 2. Gone.
As long as we know they're riderless, I guess. Rudderless.
Well, I'm going to do something about that in a minute. 2, 5, and come on. Why does the delete keep not working? That's the one there. And then large raptor 5. Large raptor, what was it? 2, 5, and 7, or 2, 4, and 7? 2, 5.
2, 5, 7. Oh, they're going neutral, are they? Yay. Oh, yes. Brilliant. Oh, I'm happy with that result. Yeah. So that's kind of got rid of 6 things, I guess. I'm going to tactically reposition myself as well because I've not moved yet.
Up to your decks in a single action without any other modifiers.
If I'm run away, oh god, Theo's running away as well.
I'm not running away. That was a tactical reposition. That. Check it out. Okay. Oh, it's me dex.
We just found out the thing that Durak said was, right, am I allowed to just run away?
That was the start. Right, I'm going to maneuver large raptor 11.
Okay. Large raptors have... Why haven't I got a large raptor open? Let's do number 5. He's less likely to die because he's gone nice now.
Just need to roll the dice now.
Yeah, maneuver skill of 11.
Yay!
You can't disconnect on a maneuver at this point in time.
I will possibility it because I need cards.
Okay.
you look at basically my hand is glory, glory.
Hallelujah.
Oh.
But I'm trying to find out what my
Skill in the top bit. Dice total
10.
2 in the second bit.
No, I was looking to see what my skill was because it doesn't show you this. Right, 10 and 2 and roll.
Ooh.
Yay!
Okay, that's at least a good success. So you can choose to make the raptor very vulnerable or very stymied. Your choice.
I think stymied, the one that makes him hurt me less, is better.
Very stymied.
I love a card if
that
that's
would
possible.
be. I'll do that one first. Get that out of the way for you. And with Durac selected, FX on there, very stymied to Large Raptor 11. You got a flurry.
Yep, I've already got a flurry.
Everybody that hasn't already taken the shock as a result of the fatigue, you should take a minimum of 2 shock, +1 if you've got fatiguing armor, +2 if you've got very fatiguing armor.
Done.
Already done it ages ago.
There is a noise from the south of a loud, ululating cry. Ah!
Theo.
And
Sorry.
swinging out of the jungle to your south comes a familiar Adinos figure who is then followed by a crunching, crashing, bashing noise from the same jungle.
Yay.
As if I get him round the right way round. Come on, that's it. As Gark crashes out of the jungle to Aztenra's right.
I'm pleased to see him.
Fly though.
Somebody please roll me a d6.
Let me!
I saw how quick that went across. You did that with conviction, didn't you?
Quake with fear. Right,
It's a fear test, Bert.
Okay, everybody has to make a hard fear chest. Now, what this is you suddenly realise, shit, they're a Gospog. They're undead. They're scary. We haven't done that. You're supposed to make a fear test when you first encounter Gospog, because they are horrific amalgams of corpses and rotten plant matter. So testing fear is a willpower or spirit test. You need 14s.
I can give someone a supporter if they need. But
I need 4, so I have to do a possibility here again.
Oh, Theo's close, but no cigar.
What did I roll?
Miles off. You rolled an 11. Abram, you're golden.
Did someone mention they had a support card?
Have you got willpower skill?
Hey.
Team. There we go.
No, I've just got nothing in it, so it's
Fine, making sure it's unskilled. So Dr. Dick spending a possibility, Durac spending a possibility, Durac succeeded in the end, Abram succeeded in the end, Theo hasn't right about now, but he's only 2 points off. Dr. Dick, make your possibility roll.
I've got a question for you guys. If any of you any way of giving me possibilities?
Don't think anyone's got that particular skill.
Okay, I am playing Dino Attack then.
Okay.
But it's not in my hand pool.
I just need to make sure these go on to the right thing. So these will go on as 2s. Oh, hang on, don't confuse Lord Raptors with the new guys. Right, so
Now we just need to kill him.
easy.
Astonra's cry appears to have disturbed more than just your opponent, and a pod of giant raptor pterodactyls or lacton burst out of the jungle to the south and are heading north.
Is it like a crossbreed of all three, or?
No, they're raptors is the one for the birds as well. So at least it is for the modern version. But they're called lacton, these ones. And that is your impromptu dino attack. So I'll decide where they go in a minute. Actually, can somebody roll me a d6, please? Again, the usual thing. Odds are bad, evens are good.
Somebody played a
Good.
dino card.
Sorry?
Somebody play a dino attack card.
Yep, that directors did.
God damn it. So do we get...
Not yet. When you defeat them, you get the bonuses.
Do you remember the question where it says anyone can get me possibilities, and everyone said no, or someone said no, and I says right, okay, I'll have to play my dino attack card.
Right then. So
Well, the plan, but okay.
Oh, yeah. I'll just tune out.
Bad Master
You don't get your possibilities till after it, though.
heads in this direction.
I'm at 0 and I'm throwing badly, so.
You guys from his position are going to get bonus cover. So Theo and Abram, you are being targeted independently. Abram, you are being shot at by the Cloud Master with his Mauser pistol.
Yeah, we'll see about that, mister.
I'm.
You
Because
get
I'll
cloud
ask-
cover. Not cloud cover, tree cover.
Have I lost the bit where I get to? Because I want to spend a possibility on my fear thing or whatnot.
Oh yeah, no. If you haven't done that yet and you still want to do it, because yeah, you've failed at the moment. You're currently stymied. Go ahead and do that.
Well, I can come back to it. I was just wondering whether I've missed. I don't know whether.
No. You should have. Everyone else has done it as well. So you've got whatever your skill total is, and your die total is a 15. You don't even have to roll. You're going to succeed. Because if you roll anything lower than a 10, you get a 10. It turns your 15 into a 25, which gives you an extra 6. 6 onto what you rolled gives you an 18, which is enough. But roll just in case you get a glory, because you might be able to just stand up against and go, ha ha ha, I laugh in the face of fear. I poke a finger in the eye of danger. And I give
not
a
again,
willy
sadly.
to the face of terror. So, Abram, you're being shot at in the first instance with a Mauser pistol. His fire combat is 13, and
That's
he's
the best place
-2.
to shoot him is the face.
So your cover is giving him an additional -2, so he's going off of a 9. Does a 10 hit your dodge?
No.
Okay,
13.
just miss.
13.
Good. Okay. However, you are both being multi-attacked by the 50 caliber machine gun that is on the port side of the thing. And what you can also see is, as he's going around the side, the dirigible is turning a bit more, which would enable potentially, if it gets coming towards you, both 50 cal machine guns, one on each side, and the tank, the 75mm tank gun that you can see mounted just underneath the nose of the thing.
Perhaps they should call it a dwarf gun instead.
But at the moment, that's not in range. So they are not getting a bonus to hit from there. It's using his heavy weapon skill of 8. Long burst giving them an additional 4. You guys are getting cover, putting you both at 12s to hit. So these are independently against your dexterity dodge scores. A 16. I think that hits both of you, doesn't it? All I need to know is if it hits either of you by more than 5.
No. It hits me, but not by more than 5.
Does a 16 exceed your dodge by more than 5, Theo?
I believe it does, yes.
Right, okay. So you're both hit for at least damage 16, but I'll roll the bonus die for Theo because he gets a bonus die on top. So Theo, you get a 19. Abram, you get a 16, and it's armor piercing 2. So please negate 2 points of your armor.
So
Was it
that's
16 damage?
You take a what was it? Yeah, so you take a 16. Theo, you're taking an 18. Sorry, a 19.
so I've got 9 armor, and I take
10. So that will be 2 wounds and 4 shock if you do not attempt to soak it.
Oh, I better soak it.
Okay, so you're going to need a reality skill to spend a possibility reality skill check. If you get at least 10, close, then you'll soak 1 wound and all the shock. If you get a 15, you'll soak 2 wounds and all the shock. Have you got anything that can increase that by at least a 1?
Someone got a supporter card, didn't they say?
I can give you a supporter card. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Have you got anything that you can use to increase it by another 3?
Maybe.
Or a card from somebody else, for example. Another one.
Yeah. Well, if I play leadership, that means I can place 2 cards in other characters' pools directly from my hand of pool. So I've got a supporter card, so I can give a supporter card to someone else, and they can play another supporter card on me.
You could do, but your leadership would need to be in your pool to be able to play it.
Oh yeah, yeah, that sucks, doesn't it? Okay, I'll just
take
take
1
some
wound.
time.
You successfully soak all the shock and take 1 wound. Abram, what was your armor -2?
It's 8 in total, -2.
So you take 8 result points, which would be 1 wound and 2 shock.
What does taking a wound do? That's -1.
Give you a -1 to anything you're doing. Shock doesn't do anything until you're knocked out.
I will attempt to soak it. Reality?
Yep. So spend a possibility and make a reality skill check. You need at least 10s. I mean, for you, a 10 will get rid of all of it.
Yeah, the shock would have killed me, I think. What would I have got? 2 shock. Oh, no, it wouldn't have quite killed me.
Okay.
I've only got 2 shock left.
3 shock.
Now, I'm not going to retcon what I just did, but I will make sure I put it on the others because villains are up this round. I should have rolled an additional dice onto that attack, but I won't be mean and retcon. However, at the other side of the battle, villains having their goes. So the Nile shock troops that were previously aiming can still... Some of them can't see their target because Theo, your line of sight between you and them is now blocked by the tent. But the 2 that are up on the step of the pyramid can still take their aimed shots against you. So they are doing short burst with an aim on it. So that's giving them another 4 on their range attacks. That's a bonus of 6. You are at 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I doing? Let's just do this. What's that total? 120, I think that is. So they're at 120 divided by 5, 24 meters, which I think is more than within range for them. Pointers, remove that. Yeah, the M40s are a range of 10, 25, 40. So they're just within medium range. So that's giving them a -2. So 4, 6 for the short burst, -2s are 4. Onto their skill of 8. They're going off of 12s to hit you at the moment. Theo? Does a 12 exceed your dodge?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, these are not... Does it exceed it by more than 5? I think the answer is no, isn't it?
No.
Okay, so they're only doing 13 damage. What's your toughness?
My toughness is 11.
So that's 2 shock. As again, your divinely gifted armor takes a majority of the stuff away. The ones that did aim but have lost their attack are going to just grumble a bit and move forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, and 8. The Gospog are going to, as a mob, charge forwards, meaning they are going to be at -2s, but they are getting up to within hand-to-hand combat range easily with a move of 21. as you become briefly extras in a final episode of The Walking Dead. And that one moves into there. So spread out. So Abram, you're getting attacked by 2. Theo, you're getting attacked by 2. Ryoko's getting attacked by 1. And Dr. Sanders is being dogpiled by 3. So these guys are all taking -2s because they just charged. So their basic unarmed combats is down to 8. On Dr. Dick first, 3 gives them a bonus of 2. So they're a 10. What is your unarmed combat, or armed if you're wielding a melee weapon defense?
We're not wielding a melee weapon, so
So it's unarmed.
unarmed is. Damn it, where was it? Where does it? Doesn't it?
Use your dex if you haven't got any skills.
Yeah. No, it's 9.
That didn't do that, right? Why didn't it roll again? Ah, I know why. Sorry, I'll have to do that again. It's not Torg you, it's Torg up. That's better. Because villains are up this round. So that's 2 additional bonus die. So essentially the 3 come in and you can feel their hands grab you and pain flares up as you can feel muscles tearing as their wetted fingernails and sticks that have grown through begin to literally rip through the material of your armor.
Ugh.
Shitty roll though. That would be a 13 against your full toughness. You get to apply. Including
Yeah.
armor.
That would be. Wait, just crap. Get lost in the wrong thing.
Stargo, yeah.
It will be in a minute.
Just checking.
9.
You've got an armor of 9, so that's only 3 result points. It's only 2 shock, but it's still painful. The single one on Ryoko. Okay, ignore the possible mishap. Well, no, it's still a possible mishap, but it misses. Ryoko parries it with aplomb. The 2 on Theo. What is your melee or unarmed combat, Theo?
Oh, that was jolly good timing. I just popped back. My melee is my unarmed combat. Good of dex. So unarmed combat will be 8. I didn't have melee, so 8. Oh, sorry, no, 9. 9. I don't have melee.
Bonus
Doesn't
die.
matter.
They're up this round. They are on fire. Oh no, that's too many dice.
Oh,
You're,
But
you're,
roll 3
you're
bonus
basically
die.
a corpse now.
Why do you? I'm clicking once and it's double clicking. That's better. Oh no, not. See, it's only 2 bonus die of damage. So that's 3. So 13
with
on
damage.
your toughness. Yep.
It's 11.
So again, you're an 11, aren't you? So that's 2 shock again.
Okay, I'm unconscious.
Okay.
Well, that's what happens when you get to 0, isn't it?
If you exceed 0, on 0 you're still up.
Oh, okay. I'm just up. I'm bang on 0. So right,
And
I'll
the
sort
same
myself out next round.
on Abram.
Hello.
Shame you can't do the shotgun thing in melee.
Well, you can disengage, step back, and then shoot. So that's exceeding your unarmed or melee, I'm assuming, Abram?
Yep.
By how much?
7.
Okay, so just a 1 bonus die then. 15 damage as their claws rake your exposed bits of flesh, or possibly your monster duster, because you still can apply your armor.
That's 5. So 1 wound, 2 shock. Let's spend a possibility then.
It
Yeah,
must
you
be
did come in-
nice to have
You did come in with
possibilities.
5. Okay, you need at least a 10.
Come in with 5, what say?
You came into the game with 5 possibilities.
Did. Had
You
7.
soak. Okay, and that's these guys over there. They did their moves. So these shock troops over here are moving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
Where
7.
did these little trips that all jumped and you come from?
The Gospog, they ran in.
Oh, Conspog, right, okay.
So the two things happen. So these raptors move up with as many as they can around the dwarf. So these 4 are going to go first. Now, what's basically happening here, the raptors are biting at you, and their riders are slashing at you with their short swords. So it's actually 8 attacking you, giving them a bonus of 4.
Where did the other raptors go?
Oh, they haven't gone anywhere yet.
Well, just show my picture is what I meant.
Okay. So you might not be shooting at the Cloudmaster. Right, so I'm just going to generate a... Well, I'll do the same bonus number. So these guys are getting a bonus number of 4. Shock troops to begin with. They've got a melee of 8. The large raptors have unarmed combats of 12, however. So whatever we're rolling here, so they're getting a bonus number of 4 onto that. So that's a 22 from the shock troops and a 26 from the raptors.
Oh, my alarm's
It really
only
matters
15.
because it's only going to be 1. So I should really have done those as separate because they're doing different damages. Bite claws 13, short swords are 10. Let's split the difference. They're going off of an 11 with 2 bonus dice. So that says 18, which I think is exceed your armor, but not by enough to do a wound. So 2 shock, yeah.
Yeah, my armor's 15. This is 15, I should say. Those 2 shock then?
Mm-hmm.
From 1?
No, that's the total from the combined attacks. They got bonuses. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8. These guys begin moving around. And this guy's going to move around in that direction. This shock trooper moves down a little bit to join in with his mates. The raptor riders are not going to shoot into the Gospog melee because they are looking to see things going their way at this moment in time. All your goes.
Right, before we go our goes, guys, I'm playing an idea.
Oh, do you want to
Okay,
discuss
before
things?
your goes, something else happens as well.
Oh, no one told me this.
The 3 raptors who have no riders leap bodily onto shock troops 3, 9, and 17.
Haha.
Because right at the beginning, somebody actually, sorry, I shouldn't keep doing the up on that one. They didn't get that. The first one probably doesn't hit with an 8. Because I got somebody to roll a d6 at the beginning of oh my lord. Right. Shock Trooper 9 isn't there anymore. Because
Isn't
the
there?
raptor basically just yeah.
Red
Do
mist.
you want to use a possibility and maybe get a glory?
No, it's the bad. It's a neutral faction, so they don't get the same option. Come on, where am I looking for? Shock Trooper 9. Why can't I find Shock Trooper 9? Raptor Rider, Nile Empire Shock Trooper. Come on, right, where's number 9? Why can I never find the right ones when I want to find them? Here we go. And that guy goes down there. And then Large Raptor number 2. Oh, these guys. Oh, okay. It's enough with the 12. The large raptors have that doesn't give them a bonus die, but their wound damage is 13 versus a toughness of 8, which is 1 wound. So shock trooper number 3 also goes down under the assault of Tooth and Fang.
Have it.
Then from the air to your south.
I
Oh,
thought
they're all gone.
someone said it was our go.
It is, but these are all neutral. I don't know. The lacton seemed to have disappeared. I don't know why that was. Put them back on. Yeah, no, they disappeared. Why did the Lacton disappear off the map? They've not been placed.
I asked you that a while ago.
Let's put them back. I don't know why they disappeared. That's weird.
Maybe it's to do
Formatted.
the combat tracker.
It could be, but basically, they have a move of 11, so they're triple moving.
Was there not like 5 or 6 of them?
Yeah, there was. I'm just gonna, rather than having to move them, I'm putting them in place. So these guys are attacking the blimp mob-handed.
Yay, blimp
Because
killers.
this round, you rolled that the dinos are on your side. Not necessarily going to be the same next round, but
Yeah, I'm gonna let Theo roll that one.
so they're going to go unarmed combat with a bonus number of 4. So they're going off of a 16. They get a big bonus of +4 to hit the blimp because the War Zeppelin is fucking massive. So they're going off of a 20 with unarmed combat.
Glad
Okay,
you're rolling against them and not us.
that's a 31 versus the difficulty to hit of that one. So yeah, that's definitely hitting them. Let's see if they can actually do damage. It's got a decent toughness.
What's that? 20 bonus damage
It's
dice.
2. You can only ever get more than, you can only ever get 2 bonus from getting a decent roll. So the Lacton, they're still dwarfed by the size of this thing, but as a group, they latch on with their hind leg claws and begin to just, with their wing claws and their teeth, they begin to tear away at the quite tough looking coating of the blimp, doing a 19 versus its toughness. They are making headway, but they have not yet seemingly pierced the canopy.
What was the toughness?
15. So they did 4. They needed to do 5 over in order to get that.
Just thinking about the card we had a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, I know that would have done wounds to it, but unfortunately that was the card you had a couple of minutes ago, not the card you got now. And then the last thing before you guys decide what you're doing is that this guy goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. He literally sort of begins sprinting across the battlefield, at one point even going down onto all fours and bounding like some kind of predatory cat, and proceeds to stab at the 2 on either side of him with his spear that he pulls out from behind his back. He has an unarmed combat skill of 12, -2 for trying to do 2 things at once, -2 for going quite quickly. He appears to be getting quite angry with it as well. He's doing an all-out attack, giving him a bonus number of 4. 10 is still enough to hit them. And he is doing 13 damage basic, and shock troopers 14 and 4 go down with 2 very effective and efficient thrusts of the Dinos' spear. And then following his master into combat, Gark, rather comedically, but he's only a young Ankylosaurus, but quite aggressively. I think I just deleted the wrong guy. Nine Empire Shock Trooper 4. Oh, I'll move him over there. He got rid of 2 still. Builds up speed and charges into those 2. He's getting the same thing, -2 for charging, minus another 2, gives him a 6, +4 for all-out attack. However, they manage to dart out of the way before the young dinosaur is able to get purchase and do any particular damage. Your goes. You have no modifiers. You decide which order you're going in.
Right, plain idea.
Okay.
Which means that's not defend, that is any.
Oh, okay. You're using it for that bonus. Okay, so approved actions this round have now gone to any.
Good
Ca-
God.
What's their trick resistance? The Gospog.
They are Gospog. They are pretty much immune to. I'm not sure they're immune to trick. They are immune to intimidation and taunt. So you can still trick them. Their trick defense is a 7.
Right. I think I'm gonna.
Theo not want to blast them all away with his.
I
I
was
don't know.
just kind of thinking, can I do 2 miracles in the same?
You can't do 2 miracles in one round, unfortunately. There might be perks available later on to allow that, but you can only do 1 miracle or 1 magic spell, 1 spell or 1 psionic ability per.
But I
round.
could do 1 miracle and 1 action.
Potentially, yes.
So I could blast them away and then shoot them with the shotgun.
Potentially, yeah. I wouldn't see a problem with that.
Just be a -2.
Yep.
Is there anything that 'cause I kind of cut into to Dick there, who seemed to be mulling something over? Are you wanted to do something? Nope. Okay, I'll do that then. I'm going to do a repel and I'll shoot with shoot them
You're going to
afterwards.
pray to the Lord with repel, and so generate a single bonus number to begin with, and we'll just apply it to the appropriate skills. There's only actually 2 actions.
Does that affect everyone around you?
No, it affects enemies.
Just enemies, yeah.
So with the shotgun, how many are you intending to shoot afterwards?
But I'd probably best just do 1 actually, because I'll be on 2
So it's
actions.
just a -2 for doing 2 actions.
Yeah, because I don't want to get too big a minuses on my faith.
Yep.
So, all right. So faith -2. Well, that was a contrasting rolls.
21, still good. The difficulties will be 10s. They don't have any faith to act in any kind of defense. So I think that's an outstanding success, which makes them, they're pushed back, is it 5 meters, and they are very stymied?
They're prone
Correct.
as well.
Then the strength's my strength's +2. So if they're I think they're probably all push back anyway. So
Yeah.
push
so
back
let's
5
make
minutes, very
them-
stymied.
So they're all very stymied.
And then do I roll shooting?
No, you just use the same bonus number. So you can see there you got a bonus number of 8.
Had I
So,
known that,
I think-
I'd have gone to town. I'm sure about 3 or 4 of them had I known it. Hindsight, a wonderful thing.
So you add it onto your skill.
So what is your fire combat +8? Because you've already
Fire-
taken into account the -2 at this point, so we'll just add 8.
18.
So 18 is 10 over their dodge, because their dodges are 8. So please roll 2d6 bonus. I think that's all of them now. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Average.
6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this guy goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sod Pythagorean geometry.
Am I fighting 4 things? Is it like 2 creatures per icon?
You're fighting 8 things there.
Yeah. So it's 2 by. It's too many menaces.
And then I'm going to tactically reposition.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Behind somebody.
Just move back a little bit. So yeah, what's the damage you did with the shotgun? That's an 18, isn't it? And which one was that on? Gospog number 4, you said there?
20 damage actually.
Okay, well, it's more than enough anyway. I don't know where that was, but it's the one that when you lost it somewhere off to the jungle to the right-hand side.
That's fine.
And don't forget to play a card into your pool, and you also get, because the approved action is now any, second chance.
Oh, right, okay, 1 second.
Who's following that explosion of defensive
I
faces?
want to get mine over with because.
I've not finished yet.
Have you
I
not?
don't think. Nearly. But I'm thinking if I spend my leadership card that I just put into my pool, it means that I can give someone else cards and then I refresh up to my hand size, I think, which sounds ace to me at this point.
And that's from your hand or your pool, so you can choose to 2 of the cards that you've got, either from your hand or your pool. Just tell me who you're giving them to. So you're spending the leadership, yeah?
Yeah, I'll spend the leadership.
Okay.
Because I get extra cards as well, so it's well worth it.
Yeah, you will in a minute.
And then
Dom.
I guess I'll give an adrenaline card to Durak.
It was leadership 50 you just spent, wasn't it? So I'll
Correct,
just make
yeah.
sure that the leadership 50 gets deleted from your hand as well. So you're going to get an adrenaline card to Durak into his pool. Yeah, well, it's from your pool into his pool. So.
Yeah. I think I can take one out of my hand as well, can't I? So.
Yeah, and it's hand to hand. So.
I'll give him give Durak Maelstrom as well because I know he probably doesn't want it. Sorry, I can't.
What's Maelstrom?
It sucks.
It's in your hand now. You can have a look at it.
I don't really know what the point of it is. But
it's of benefit when you're fighting opponents have also got possibilities, and you can prevent them from using them. Essentially.
That's true.
So you immediately refill your hand to 6.
Yay.
Normal hand size is 4. The law of nonsense within Nile Empire means that hand size goes up by 1 anyway, and you are under the effects of a glory result. So have 4 cards.
Sure.
2, 3, 4.
That's a duplicate.
Yeah, don't worry about duplicates.
So adrenaline 3, second chance 31.
Hero and supporter.
I think Fate just wants you to have adrenaline free card. It doesn't want you to ever give it away again.
Oh, I think that
Who's
last.
following Theo?
Me.
Is that right,
Go for
John?
it.
Sorry. The one in my pool doesn't count towards my hand size.
Correct.
Cool. Okay, sorry. Sorry, Durak, you'll go, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, you're going to let me go sometime today. It's okay, fine.
Soz. I'll shut up now.
Right. I'm doing an all-out attack on the large raptor and the rider on top of it, on number 11. That's mine. That's +2 then, if I'm correct.
So you're getting -2 for doing a multi-attack.
Yep.
And you're
+4.
getting +4 for doing all-out attack.
Yep.
They aren't of a size where you get a bonus. So that's only, I said, +2 overall. Any reason why you're not doing more?
Yes.
And that is...
No possibilities.
Okay. What's your unarmed combat skill? Just to go into this with
4.
your right total, giving you a...
Let me look it up. 12.
Okay, so the Raptors have got unarmed combat skills of 12. The shock troopers have got unarmed combat, or in their case, melee weapons of 8. So just bear that in mind.
You'll have to think of that because I have no idea what it means. Here we go.
You could attack more riders if you wanted to.
Nope, I missed.
Okay. Have we got anything cards in your pool that might help?
Not to make it up from 6 to what number?
Or a 9, which would hit a rider and...
I can make it, if I use the adrenaline, I will be able to get it to 9.
Which is enough to hit him.
I could give you a supporter card for it if you want to save the adrenaline, or do you want me to save supporter?
If you give me the supporter and I use adrenaline, I hit both of them.
Right.
Yeah, you'd hit the raptor and the rider if you did that. Which one were you doing? Was it 11 or 3? Which raptor?
11.
It was 11 to the one at the top.
And I'll delete my supporter card.
Okay, so that does what damage? Oh, you've hit both. You don't need to roll the bonus die for the Nile Empire Shock Troop. He's going down. So
my damage is 16 AP2.
16 AP2. So you are doing... Oh, you're doing a wound to the raptor. So you didn't take out the raptor, but you have wounded it.
Yay.
Which
See,
means.
this is why I didn't hit more of them.
But you've taken out his rider. So Raptor 11 is wounded, so it's not going to go neutral yet because you've pissed it off.
Yeah, that was the raptor that I made stymied last go. So
Or it's not stymied anymore because it's
I
had a
know.
go since.
Yeah, I know.
You get a glory card.
You serious? That's free glory cards.
Is that a duplicate to any glory cards you already have?
No, it isn't. I've got
It
3
was.
different glory
I
cards.
was going to draw another one for you, but it wasn't. So, who's following on from Durat?
I wish I had the martyr card.
I think I'll.
I've got a silly idea. Because these things are plant matter, so I'm going to think.
Some of them, they're undead and plant matter. It's a horrific amalgam.
Right. Well, anyway, I'm going to just take a few steps to the side so I can see him a little bit better, and then I'm going to, as a trick, I'm going to try to do a fire breathing thing because I've got some vodka on me, right? And we can say I've got a lighter, right?
Strictly speaking, fire breathing like that would be a flame-based attack rather than a trick. But it depends. Are you trying to?
I'm not really
maybe they
expecting
are naturally afraid, so you're getting them to cower backwards rather than do damage. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I'm
Okay.
not expecting it to actually burn them.
Yeah, no, weird ones. If you're cowering them, it should really be an intimidate, which they're immune to. But I'm going to let this one go.
Yeah, because it's almost like I'm not expecting it to go well. I'm just trying to fake something that looks kinda. So I'm going to target number 12, 9, and 7 on the Gospog. Yep.
Oh, the 3 in between the tents. Yeah.
Yep. I'm at minus.
-4 for that because there's 3 of them. Okay, 1 point shy of doing a player's call, but you can choose to make them very vulnerable, very stymied, or vulnerable and stymied.
Anyone got anything that will give me that +1?
And you've got a coup de grace card out of it as well.
Nope.
Sorry.
Right, well, I'm going to make them very vulnerable. And then I'm going to say, hey, Ryoko-chan, get him. Hoping I can direct her to kill
Well,
him.
let's give her a shot, which hasn't done anything yet. So very quickly, Ryoko will go ahead and she will charge up to there, do a multi-attack on 1, 2, 3, 4 Gospog, giving her a -6. +4 for an all-out attack takes it down to a -2 for her melee weapons. She's going to spend a possibility. Yay, I get to use it on the couch sheet. So that will be her melee weapon. Oh, it's already set up. Possibilities are 15. Her current dice total is a 5. That's a 23, which rips through their defenses.
Did she do an all-out attack?
She did. I just need to get it to pick up just one. That's it. She re-rolls the 1, so she's on a 10 currently. That's a 15. Yep. 10, 7, 9, and 12.
They all died?
Yep.
Like a
Oh.
single,
That's
samurai.
very cute.
That's only if you roll a good dice, though. I didn't have possibilities.
Oh, also, could I turn when I turn on the sound thing? Does that affect the crew on the airship?
Potentially, yeah. So there are at least 3 gunners that you're dealing with currently.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to do that as well.
Okay, roll a maneuver.
Maneuver? Is that not the melee thing?
Well, it's forcing them to dance, so it's a physical effect. Okay, that's not going to have any impact unless you're increasing it or expending something else. And it's Abram's go.
Seems like they've cleared the way. I'll try and shoot at the Lord and Master of the Clouds.
You go for Cloudmaster, yeah? So he's quite high up. So, I mean, what's your short range for your gun?
50 meters.
Yeah, that's fine. You're probably good there. So he's only about 50 meters south and about 30, 40 meters up. So I can't do Pythagoras in my head, but I'm sure that doesn't exceed more than 50 on the hypotenuse. His dodge skill, just so you know, is a 10.
Can I try and aim for his head to do extra damage?
You can try.
-2, 4 for a head size, isn't it? Or something like that.
It's about that, yep.
-4, yes.
And what's it give me? +4 damage. Okay. That's where we need a good roll. Or not.
Blew up and died.
Your gun does jam, and
No.
you begin to forget as you disconnect.
So much better if your gun does peanut butter.
I prefer Nutella. Yeah, let's have this. How many more can we name?
Or Nutella, as they say in various strange situations. I don't know why, but they do.
Marmalade.
Why can't I find the thing I'm looking for? Well, it didn't matter anyway because it didn't impact. So, well done. Can somebody please roll me a... Oh, Dr. Dick, you got your card, didn't you? We're not doing cards for
Yes,
Ryoko. She's NPCing it currently. Can somebody roll me a d6?
I'm not rolling it.
Do I get to put a card into my pool or not?
Get to put a card into your pool, yes.
Always
So,
get a card
that's
in
a
your pool.
living land card.
Fickle Fate.
Fickle Fate. Dice added by possibilities or an equivalent do not add a minimum of 10
Oh,
this
it's not.
round.
I don't like that.
Any multi-action is approved. As long as you're doing 2 things, you can get a card. You are going first, but villains are going twice.
Yes, I'm going twice.
Somebody who is not Theo, roll me a d6.
Oh, I've been banned.
So I'm
Okay.
playing my fairy card.
Rolling ones, me.
Yep.
Going after us now, aren't they? Damn it.
Heroes going first. What are you all doing?
You heard that, John, didn't you?
You are playing your flurry card, so
Yep,
you're getting 2 actions, one after everyone else has taken their first ones.
Right, let me beat up these guys. Oh, any multi-action? Okay, that's
Any
2
multi-action.
people. Means I just have to attack 2 people, so I am attacking. I'll attack the raptor in front of me, and I will attack the rider of the raptor beside me. Can't do all. Oh god, I was meant to roll bonus dice because I did an all-out attack in the last one. Oh my!
Roll
Silly,
1d6
silly,
quickly.
silly.
You might have taken out the raptor as well. You needed 1 more point. If you'd done 5 more, you would have taken out the raptor with 2 wounds. As it is, you didn't do enough.
Yeah, just
But there was
because
a
of that salvage thing. Okay, I'm doing a all-out attack again. No, it isn't a part of the thing, but I'm going to be attacking 2 people. So that's my +2. I don't get the bonus dice this time, and I roll my dice. Where's my dice? These are dice rolling. I'm not rolling.
All right.
10. I know one of them is 8, but I can't remember what the other guy is.
You're up there. So which ones are you attacking, sorry?
Raptor 11, which is 8, and
Yep.
the guy on top of the Raptor 1.
Which is also an 8. because
They're both hit?
it's melee weapons of 8.
Okay. I do 16 AP2.
So that is. I'll keep losing the large raptor in amongst everything else. 16. Okay, so it's enough to do a second wound to Raptor 11, who goes down. And it's enough to do one wound to Raptor Rider 1, who also goes down. And as you have not attacked Raptor 1, large Raptor 1 goes neutral.
Hopefully this means I get a card.
You did a multi-action, you do indeed get a card.
Why did your cards hit me?
Large Raptor 2 goes down under Aston Ra's spear, as he obviously detected some change in their attitude. And Nile Shock Trooper 4 likewise is cut down as the lizard-like Lord of the Jungle steps out.
Right, guys, I
And-
want you all to start doing glories because I've got glory cards to spend here. Thank you.
Gark stomps on Nile Empire Shock Trooper number 11 with his all-out attack and just hits. And does 15. Actually, doesn't stomp on him. He uses his club tail, so he spins around, and his little ankylosaur tail goes out, and you just hear a crushing thump as Nile Empire Shock Trooper 11 flies about 6 feet off to the side and hits the ground pretty limp. Theo, Dr. Dick, Abram.
Can I try again? The same thing? Can I play a reconnect card first?
You can do if you've got one. You seek out the darkness in your heart, the cynicism which comes with growing up and experiencing the horrors that you've seen in your life. And you steel yourself against anything further. Take aim and...
Yeah.
Fall over flat.
1 again. Oh, a 20. That's better. Oh, 21.
I did
Damn
that.
it.
Just
20.
doing a
though.
single attack then.
Oh yeah. What is it? Any multi-action?
Any multi-action. You can't shoot at
Um,
him twice. That doesn't count as a multi-action.
No. What? So it has to be 2 different things, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that right?
2 different actions. Yeah,
2 different.
essentially.
And it would put what, -2 to that anyway? So
Yep.
it'd be 7. Can I do? What can I do? Dun dun dun.
No, taking too long. Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
This round.
Did- well, I can't do anything
So
today.
you hit him.
What's his dodge or
His
whatever?
dodge is a 10. I should have been checking
Oh.
something I needed to check earlier. Give me a second.
I will drama card that.
Okay, remember, just roll it manually, and you have to work it out because it's not going to count as a re-roll or a minimum of 10.
Can you please get like 39 or
Oh,
something?
Oh, it's a 20 though, so roll again and add.
Get it. Yes, go on. Higher. Is that it?
36.
No.
That's a 47. 50. No, is it? 57, isn't it?
57.
57.
Three short.
I'll roll a possibility then.
Now, not all of the elements of a glory card will kick in.
Just for oh right.
You can't increase the hand size any further than you already have, but the other bits can.
Yeah, but it does
I'll
other
do-
bonuses you were saying because it keeps
Indeed.
people from
This-
dying.
Is it in your hand?
Yes, in my hand. I've got loads of them. I put one on my hand.
Right, I've rolled a 32, 52, 73.
Yay.
78.
I play my glory card. I refill all the orbs in a zone of possibility energy.
Yep, so we're not increasing the hand size. Everyone gets a possibility. everyone gets a destiny card. So Theo,
Yay.
for this amazing shot, you get an action card. Dr. Dick, you get
The
a
card that prevents from playing a possibility as well.
Abram, you get close call. And Durak, you
Yeah,
get
you're going to give me a type B.
flurry.
Nope. Oh, sorry, okay.
Right, so what's your bonus number? What did you get? A 76?
3, I think.
65, 70, and up to there, that's a 5. That's a bonus number of 18.
That's not too bad. That'll be a total of 33.
So it's more than enough to do 2 bonus die of damage.
What happens if we
What-
lose the Nail Empire and we lose that one card increase?
Stop rolling ones. Next time you
boring.
discard, you have to discard down.
His toughness.
His toughness is 6.
Oh, I am currently doing. However, I might up this. I'm currently doing 30, 12 to 26 damage.
Okay, that would be 4 wounds and 8 shock. He has 4 wounds and 12 shock.
So what does that mean? If I do another wound,
Another wound, you
it
could potentially take him out.
Oh, but there's a possibility though, isn't he?
He is possibility rated.
Someone's got a card that can stop that.
I'll do my coup de grace, and then let's see if I can do the extra battle die. So I'm at 28 at the moment.
Mhm.
The try.
1 point off. You needed a 3
30.
additional wound.
Damn it.
So,
You take
Yeah,
aim.
5, 8, 9, 10. 24, 28, 29. Bugger. What is it? Has he got any armor?
He does not appear to be wearing any armor.
Okay, no then. It's the same.
But is he going to rule possibilities to get rid of that?
Could do.
Maelstrom 60's just been played.
But do not play the card because he's not.
Oh.
Okay. What happens is, Abram, you draw the. It's possibly the greatest shot of your career at this point. You lead the wind. You're predicting the direction the dirigible's going on. You fire. You're aiming for his head as well.
God.
And in your mind's eye, you follow the bullet and you see him turn. Look as the bullet comes straight towards the dead center of his forehead, and then impact some kind of energy field.
Damn it.
And all the damage is negated.
so
He has a force field with 5 charges. Whenever he would take a wound, 1 charge knocks off and gets rid of each wound and 2 shock.
I was got a 4
He's
charge.
only got 1 charge left on his force field.
never mind, though.
That's quite good
It was still pretty much a glorious shot.
Still a glory shot. Doesn't matter that the bad guy cheated.
Certainly did.
At
Don't
the
like
last
it.
second as well, you sensed there might be something else going on. So at the last second, he did look towards one of the crew that, again, you were paying close attention to him, not one of the gunners, but you can see he's got sort of behind him in the cupola, there's crew working, and his eyes just briefly glanced off to one side towards that crew member. So you think maybe he might have something else up his sleeve. He does have the minions perk, after all.
Tries people for his own.
But that would require him to make a reality skill chest, but well done. Who's following that from Abram?
Did you give him his card?
I haven't yet. Deserves a good one on it.
I think I'm going
Oh,
to
no,
follow.
you got a flurry. You got a flurry.
I did do it.
I think-
I didn't do any multi-cut. I
Didn't
didn't
do a multi-action, correct.
Unfortunately,
Them cards came from the.
Those cards came from the glory result for those ones, yeah.
Yeah.
So Abram got the close call, you got the flurry in that instance. Theo, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to heal myself, and then I'm going to... Oh, in fact, is anyone else really injured? Badly injured?
I'm down to 5 shock. Oh, it's so really, really hurtful.
Yeah, I've got like 0 shock. You see, I'm just worried if I take one more shock, I'll be out of it. So
Heal yourself, or just doing lay on hands.
I don't think I can lay on hands myself, actually.
Touch yourself. Mm.
Yeah, I
You do
don't
that
think.
It may not be used on the chosen herself. Correct.
You have any?
So-
You can do a. You
I
can
think the
do.
church frowns upon that.
There's a thing you do that gives you 2 shock back. I can't remember what it's called. It's
Recovery.
Well, I've also got a wound,
Recovery.
so there's a. I might as well heal myself, I guess.
Yeah, if you want to do that one. So
Okay.
go ahead and roll your miracles.
But I want to
For the
shoot something
hailing.
as well, because
Okay, so you're going to take a -2 from whatever the total is on the miracle roll, but we'll work out the gun afterwards.
yeah. Okay, so -2.
We have faith in you.
You've obviously knocked off your issue from before. So a difficulty of 10, so you've exceeded that by 10 on that one. That's 3 wounds potentially healed, and all shock, and would have woken somebody up from a KO, but you've never had them. Well, not yet anyway.
You got all your shock back. See, that was a good spell to cast, wasn't it?
And
Yes,
I
it
got rid of my wound. Oh, that should have had another -1 on it actually, because of my wound. Thinking
Yeah,
about it.
modified by your wound penalties, but frankly, yep, that's not going to have any impact.
Um,
So a bonus number of 10, because your wound penalty would still apply to your shotgun blast. Who are you shooting at?
What was my top shop total again? Sorry, I forgot what it should be.
It's
Spirit.
your spirit.
Spirit, yeah.
Spirit.
Unless you've got something like endurance.
All right, and then shoot this Gospog thing.
What, number 1?
Number 1, yeah, why not?
You've got number 3 to your south, number 8 to your southwest, or number 1 to your immediate west.
Oh, actually, that one looks like it's going at Adam. So, actually, they both look like they're going at Adam. I'll just shoot Adam. Who's Adam? Abraham.
I don't know who.
You know what you meant. You know what you meant.
I didn't know what he meant. I was going, have we got a friend called Adam running around?
He's reading from the Bible.
Yes.
You don't need to roll again. You don't, because it's the same bonus number. So, frankly, with that roll, you heal yourself, sort of like spectacles, testicles, wallet, watch quickly. Bring your shotgun up, maybe you bring your shotgun up as part of the crucifix, and then bring down, and just the shotgun blast hits the creature right in the mid torso, and it just flies backwards into the tent and just scatters green ichor across the otherwise pristine yellow canvas.
God's will be done.
And
Gospog of the First Planting number 1 is no longer a threat. Is that everyone on this go?
I don't. Has Dr. Dick gone yet?
You know, I was going to take that one, but I'll do with him being gone.
Oh, because Ryoko, that was last round that you did that, wasn't it? So
Right, so I'm going to move. I'm going to move ahead and toss some powder from my pouches onto these 2 raptors here, and
they
then
do have riders on their backs as well.
Oh, so does that mean there'll be 4 targets?
If you want to attack all 4 targets, or you could choose to target the riders instead of the raptors. It's entirely up to you. That is what Ryoko is doing. She's doing an all-out attack on the raptor riders for number 8 and number 12.
Right, I was going to do trick and then attack. I guess I should trick and attack the same.
Well, you can do, yeah, that's fine. You can do the trick and then the attack. So she's doing Ryoko's one. 17's hit them by enough to do 1 bonus die of damage. Oh, 5, 10, 12.
I think they died.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother doing other bits. So Raptor 8 and Raptor 12.
That means the 2 guys fall on the ground.
We'll do in a second. Well, no, he was attacking the people on the mounts, not the mounts.
Go
Okay,
for it.
I'll attack the riders then. Well, trick and attack the riders. So
their trick defenses are too many things open. No, then by shock troops. Actually, no, they're not the shock troops. I think they've got exactly the same stats though. But
Made a -4 since I'm multi-targeting, and yeah, I'm going to do it.
Trick. Target number is an 8.
Are you doing against one target or 2 targets?
I suppose
Two.
got a -4.
Oh, you said 2.
2
And I'm
targets and 2 actions.
Yeah. So
Okay, so that's enough. Not enough to get a good success, but it's a success. You'd need a 13 to get a good success.
yeah, I'm gonna spend a possibility on that.
Okay, don't forget that it's not going to count as a minimum of a 10 this round. So just roll the d20 and we'll add it appropriately. Okay, so it's a 27. That's a bonus number of 9 onto your trick
Of
total.
15.
So you're at a 12 with a 13. That's 8 more. So you're on a 20. So it's enough to get a player's call. You can. They're mooks.
Right.
You take them out.
Okay.
And
That's
that's
what
Could
I
I-
didn't hit them.
and 4.
Well, I guess I'd spook the mounts, and then they get thrown off and hit their heads or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that's perfectly adequate.
And well, since I'm already going to shoot someone, I'm shoot the mount instead.
Yeah, you can do if you want to. At the moment, the mounts are neutral, but if you
Oh,
Shit, that Gospog safe for you.
yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll shoot the ghost pilot that's south of me.
okay, so same bonus number that you used before, so also 27, so that's a 9 minus 4. So add a 4 to your fire combat skill. No, 5 to your fire combat skill.
That is 15, 16.
Okay, roll 1d6 bonus damage, because Gospog have got a dodge of 8.
And since I'm shooting with the 45, that'd be 14, so 18.
And Gospog of the first planting, number 8, who only has a toughness, if I recall correctly, of 8, takes 2 wounds and goes down.
Right. I'm also playing a second win card, and I'm gonna get my discard the nemesis that I got to get a new possibility and an extra card.
You guys don't like subplot cards.
I thought second wind was the one that gives you shock back.
It does.
Yeah, I'm doing that as well.
So you get a mistaken identity in replacement to your nemesis card.
What did you do with this deal?
Burak's flurry action.
Oh, good. Okay. Where am I? Over there. And I'm going to do an all-out attack again, which is -2 + 4. Blah blah blah. What's alive? Sorry, I've forgotten.
Well, you've got Raptor 10 and Raptor 3, both of which have riders in front of you.
Okay, I'll go for the 2 riders because it makes them neutral.
Well, it makes them 50-50 chance to attack you or attack them.
Yeah, but it
But it's
gives
fine.
me more chance of
Yep.
not fighting them. Here we go. I
10
did
and
something.
3, I'm not even going to bother working it out, because with your hand-to-hand combat damage,
Let me roll my bonus dice. Did I get bonus dice?
yeah, you would have done.
How many would I have got?
You rolled an 18, didn't you, 2?
Because I want to see if I would have exploded, because I never get to roll these things. No, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
You still took them out, not a problem. You're doing
That'll save.
anything else on your action? You aren't currently engaged with the Velociraptors. Just to give you an idea, they're looking quite aggressive at the moment.
If I move away, I get that thing that makes them me
They're not
easier to
engaged
kill.
at the moment with you.
Oh, okay, so I can just move away then? Right.
I would
1,
say you can move away at this point.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hello, Dr. Dick. What are you doing in a corner in the middle of a squares? That's me.
Actually, no, to be fair, let's move Dr. Dick to align with you that direction. Okay, let's see if we can get the villains goes done quickly. So, the problem is at the beginning of the round, somebody rolled an odd number for the dinosaurs,
We all know who did it.
which means this round, the dinosaurs are attacking you lot.
Yes. Theo.
It wasn't me.
That's not going to include the Lacton at this point because they've got a bigger target. So the shock troops head up and engage Gark. So they're looking at a bonus number of 2 onto an 8. That gives them a 10. They do not hit Gark with those. The 2 over here have successfully unjammed their weapons. Are going to take a pot shot at Aston Ra. Their fire combat skill is also an 8 with a bonus number of 1 for them doing a multi-shot. Oh, he is the Dinos Lord of the Jungle has been hit. His dodge is only 12. So that's a bonus die of damage. That's a bonus die. That's a 5 at the moment. That's a 7 onto their MP30s. That's a 20 versus his toughness of 11. That would be 1 wound, which he is going to attempt to soak because he is possibility rated. He's also seems to be berserking, so he seems to have shaken off any shock from that particular attack. Yep, he deals with that. However, it's not perfect because these 2 raptors leap towards their reptilian forebear. Their melee unarmed is a 12, giving them a 13. They are all out attacking, making them easier to hit. It's 23. In fact, I forgot that Aston Ra went all out attack this round as well. So that's 2 bonus die of damage from the Velociraptors. Why do you keep picking up 3 dice? Okay, not a particularly good roll for them though. That's a 3 onto their normal damage of 13. That's a 16 versus the Dinos' toughness, which is still enough for 1 wound. He's going to take that wound, and a look in his eye kicks in. You think that he's going to get his own back next round. These 2 raptors screech, charge forward. 1 on Durac, 1 on Dr. Dick. What am I doing? Wrong thing.
Say there, sorry.
1's on Durac, 1's on Dr. Dick, but I rolled the wrong thing. These guys have got an armed combat of 12, and they are screaming towards you with an all-out attack. So Durac, does a 15 hit your unarmed combat?
It's the same as.
So it hits, but no bonus damage, which probably means very little coming through for you because you get 13. So that's probably just 1 shock. Yep.
Another shock.
Dr. Dick, a 17. Does that get through? Of course it gets through your unarmed combat, but by how much? That's the question. Is Dr. Dick listening?
By 8 points.
Okay, so it's only the 1. 5, 6. 19 on your toughness.
And toughness is 9. So
So that's 2 wounds, 4 shock.
I'm going to soak that.
I'm sure you're going to try.
yeah, I'm going to try to soak that.
You need 10s to get rid of 1 wound and all the shock, 15s to get rid of both wounds and all the shock. You can always spend the possibility on a soak roll as well.
Yeah, I'm going to do that since we're getting our possibilities back.
So skill in the first box, die total of 2 in the second. Okay, so you take 1 wound and no shock as the Velociraptor's claws, big Velociraptor claws,
Ow.
scrape down your exposed flesh. Ryoko is being attacked by 2, 12, 17. Her defenses have probably just been breached with that because her melee weapon skill is a 15, so not enough to do bonus damage. So the raptor does 13 against her toughness, which is 13. So she takes 1 shock, putting her on 7. This guy moves his velociraptor around and he's going to take a pot shot at Ryoko with his gun. So that's a fire combat of 8. Her dodge exceeds that mightily. And then these 3 raptors scream down towards the priest. So that's a 12, 16, 17 because of an all-out attack. All the velociraptors are all-out attacking this round. Bear that in mind for next round as we go first. There are 4 lower defenses. Father Theo, I'm assuming a 23 gets through your dodge.
It gets so through his dodge.
Does absolutely
By
so.
10?
My dodge, yes, definitely. My dodge is 9.
I'm going to roll these separately because it keeps picking up, for some reason, my right click keeps picking up extra dice. So that's 1, 2, 5, 7, 20 versus your toughness. Your toughness is 11, I believe. So that will be 1 wound, 2 shock.
That possibility didn't last long, did it? So I'm going to play the possibility and attempt to soak.
Only 1 wound, you don't have to.
He doesn't like wounds.
Yeah, I don't like wounds.
They're not good to have. They're not good to keep.
It's not that he doesn't like the blood on his uniform.
Oh, look at that. You would have gotten rid of 3 wounds on that one, or all wounds, in fact. Okay, so you managed to bring your arms up and just for a brief second, vambraces of light stretch down the lengths of your arms and all of the strikes of the creatures just deflect off and then they disappear in the split second afterwards, and you've got no idea where that came from or why you're currently upside down.
It's probably the shock.
Probably. Meanwhile, back at the Zeppelin, Lactons number 4 and 3 take significant fire from the Zeppelin's on-board weaponry. But it doesn't otherwise move. In a fit of pique, the Cloudmaster also takes a pot shot back at the person who had the audacity to shoot him. His fire combat. No, it was you. Stop trying to push the blame.
Can I point to Theo?
He spends a possibility.
Just tit for tat. This it's not fair.
I've forgotten the. Where's my possibility bit? No. Torg. Right. Okay. So yeah, it's Torg. Die total. His skill is fire combat. His skill's 13. P 17. Oh, you only rolled a 7. So that's does a 22 hit your dodge?
It certainly does.
Does it exceed it by 5 or does it exceed it by 10? I think it only exceeds it by 5.
Yeah, 9. Probably shouldn't tell you that though.
So the shot from the Mauser rips down, doing 16 damage to your toughness.
16. That's 6. 1 wound, 2 shock.
2 shock.
Let's party that one again.
Party that one?
Possibility.
I was about to say, I don't know where that came from.
I think he wants to be in a party.
Okay, 1 point shy of being a perfect, but yeah, you manage to duck at the last second. It does rip a hole in your duster, but it just adds to the overall tattered look of the lower part of your apparel. And then the villains have another go,
Oh, no, I don't give him a smoke then.
because they've got a flurry.
I don't know. He must be trying to dress himself slowly with bullets.
Those guys have got a bonus number of 2, so they're going on a 10. Okay, they don't do any damage to the Ankylosaur. These guys are going off of a 9 to shoot at the Adinos and miss. The 2 Raptors going off of a 13 because they're not doing all-out attacks now. So the all-out attack minus goes down off the back of the flurry. Still fail to take the Adinos. This guy moves round a little bit more cautiously, seeing a lot of his fellow companions down. He's thinking possibly that
Retiring and going out and making a farm, raising some sheep.
no, he manages to overcome his fears, and he is taking a pot shot at somebody. Roll me a d6. 1 to 3, it's Durac. 4 to 6, it's Dr. Dick.
I did wait for a bit then. Everyone was quite
Yay.
silent.
Hey, Dr. Dick.
Nice.
It's only an 8. And his gun jams. Ryoko is raptor piled by a few more raptors. But not enough to get through her defenses, and she's standing there stalwartly, like flashing blade and just deflecting attacks left, right, and center. Dr. Dick and Durac, you are both attacked by a raptor apiece. Durac, your one misses you. Dr. Dick, your one hits you with a 15. That's 5 more than your dodge, isn't it?
4 more.
Okay, so
Yeah.
no bonus damage.
So that does 1 shock, or
No, it's doing a bit more than that. It's doing 13 damage against your toughness.
11.
So 2 shock. Between 0 and 4.
No, wait, my toughness is 9.
Still 4. So it's still 2 shock. Father Theo will end at maybe quarter 2 or as close to 11 as we can. Does a 12 exceed your dodge? Your unarmed combat, Father Theo?
Sadly, it does by 3.
You do have a melee weapon available, though, because you've got a club, haven't you? Does it exceed your melee weapons?
Yes, but only by also 3. I was going to
Right,
get it
so
wrong.
it's just 13 result points of damage. That's not a problem. So 13 versus your toughness of 11, 2 shock.
Okay.
And then back up in the sky. Two, 3. So numbers 5 and 6 go down under hail of automatic weapon fire. I'm not moving them because it's awkward, but let's say he's rotating the dirigible. Next round, it's going to be facing north, and he can bring the tank gun to bear against you all. Any multi-actions there? So he is going to. Yeah, he's got a thing for shooting Abram. So he's firing his Mauser at Abram again. 19 hits you, doesn't it? Not enough to do 2 bonus die damage, though. 14 damage against your toughness from the Mauser.
You 40. 4
So
damage.
2 shock.
2 shock.
Please elect one amongst your number to determine whether for the next combat round you get
Abraham.
a land or a Nile Empire card. 1d6.
I volunteered Abraham.
It's
There you
the
go.
living land one.
Yay.
Strong
living land.
spirits. The faith skill is favoured this round, but
Oh,
if you fail to invoke the miracle you are using, you will take a wound. Taunt is approved. Villains go first. Heroes go second.
they're inspired.
They are inspired. And that's come up just enough that I can't remember what inspired does on the villains line.
It's not +2
All the
shock
characters
or
on this
something.
side immediately recover 2 shock. So they've been doing damage. None of them have actually taken any shock. You've been killing them outright. So it does nothing. The gun turns, or the dirigible turns, and its main gun lines up and fires into the center of your group.
Which center of which group? Because there's 3 groups currently. I see.
Well, it's doing a medium blast, so it's
Oh.
either going to do a medium blast that gets Abram and Theo, or a medium blast that gets Durak and Dr. Dick.
You could get Ryoko with that one as well, probably.
It's not big enough to get that one, unfortunately.
Oh,
It's only a medium blast. So
I'll point at Durak.
somebody needs to determine which group.
I
So
reckon
odds,
it's
left, evens, right.
Evens, right. Well, throw a dice. Right, okay, no problem. No.
Okay.
That was towards Theo's group, wasn't it? That's why I remember
Odds
hearing.
left, medium for
No,
right.
no.
So the
Why did I
still
roll
needs to
that
get
dice?
a decent
Why?
hit. So just double checking, the Nile Empire shock troopers have a heavy weapon skill of 8. So it will hit target on a 10,
It'll hit the Raptors too, won't it?
potentially. The
Hey,
shot goes wide, and the back 2/3 of the tent to the north of Ryoko aren't there anymore.
Ooh.
Which was also where the radio equipment was that Dr. Dick was looking at earlier. There is a crater. That was a tank shell that just got fired at you.
That's cheating, surely.
It is cheating, but he's a villain. They're allowed to cheat.
Mm.
So, Theo, the 3 velociraptors can... Oh, actually, no, sorry. It's a new round. Can somebody roll a d6?
well, that's not me. Oh, not Dick.
Are the bad ones, so the neutral dinosaurs continue to attack your side.
Grrr.
It's a 50-50. So, Father Theo, you're getting attacked with a 13. A 19 hits you. That's enough to do 1 bonus die of damage from your dodge, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
That's an 8. 21 damage.
Nothing I can do about this. I've got 11 armor.
So that's 2 wounds, 4 shock.
2 wounds, 4 shock.
Ouch.
Mhm.
Ouch.
You could have elected to actively dodge because you haven't had your go yet this round.
Oh, does that mean I won't?
It
Roll
would,
dice 6. and
okay,
that's
you'd need to add. You'd be adding a bonus die to your unarmed combat or melee, whichever one is higher. But you're looking to get. I mean, you could reduce it if you take it down to less than 5 over your total. Then they're not going to get bonus dice, which would
Faith
just
is
be 13.
favoured this round, so that's really important for you.
Yeah, I think I'll take it and do the favoured.
Okay, no problem at all. So you take the damage, not a problem. Durak,
Yes.
does a 13 hit your melee unarmed combat?
Nope.
Dr. Dick, does a 10 hit your unarmed combat.
Unarmed is.
Or melee if you have a weapon in hand.
It doesn't hit my melee. Wait, no, it does just hit my melee.
So your melee's a 10, yeah?
Yeah.
What's your toughness?
9.
9, 4 is host, 2 shock. We already did. No, we haven't done Ryoko yet, have we? So she's on a 13. Oh, that's a nasty one. Oh, that's a really nasty one.
Hi, Ryoko. It was nice knowing you.
Well, it's only 2 bonus die of damage, but there's no way she's defending against that. That was 1 dice, came up with a 57 there. So when the dice do come, you want to add a 3. Oh, for crying out loud, I don't know what's wrong. I just held the mouse, clicked the right mouse button once, and I got 5 dice. So that's 17 against Ryoko's toughness, which is 13, so she takes 2 shock. So not particularly bad off the result of that. These guys down here are just beating up on this baby ankylosaur, or this immature ankylosaur, and they're not doing anything with him. And the 2 velociraptors fighting Aston Ra aren't getting anywhere either.
At least they
Bad
stay
thing,
on us.
bad thing about this is you'll have such a big ego after the combat.
The Nile Empire shock troops are not hitting because his dodge is slightly higher than their attack. Your go. Faith is favoured. If you roll bad on Faith this round to the air, you get to roll again.
I'm going
Alright,
to just
well,
kill these 2 things in front of me. Are they unmounted?
They are unmounted, yes, but they
Oh,
look to be they're aggressive this round because they've been attacking you.
Yeah, all out attacky. Wait, what's that? 18 against their what?
Combat 12.
2
bonus die
bonus
damage.
dice? Or just 1? Okay.
Just 1.
We're attacking both of them?
Mm-hmm.
That's 21 AP2.
21 AP2 versus their toughness of 12. So it's not their toughness of 11 actually, because AP2. So what did you do total? 21, did you say?
Yep.
That is 2 wounds. So Raptors 9 and 4 regret their career choices.
Yay! It's my go over.
Dr. Dick, as your dwarven companion, puts down the 2 animals that have been laying into you. You can see that your priestly friend is sorely outnumbered by large lizards trying to make him lunch and everything else on screen.
Yeah, I think right now the thing to do is to get out of the line of fire.
Yeah,
Maybe.
because well,
That's actually
it might
very
take them
good
around
idea.
to reload, but you're not
Oh, okay.
entirely sure. I'm just looking. In theory, it might take them around to reload, but in actuality, the stats of the weapon have absolutely no mention of reload speed whatsoever.
That is very, very bad.
Just so you know, a hit with the 75mm tank gun is damage 28, AP 6, medium blast.
Not much way we can get around it though, because you
Oh,
can just turn the ship and just shoot you.
I keep meaning to bring that gospel up into Abram's face. Kept forgetting it was there.
Shame. Right, can I try and shoot the person that's shooting the cannon then?
You can indeed. He is just a shock trooper.
Or everyone's so scared of him?
He's got a bit of cover from the guts of the weaponry, so you got a 10 rather than an 8 to hit him normally.
Potion first. To get rid of all my shock. Right. I'm also going to play Reality Surge.
Right, which does?
My axioms and world laws are now in effect for me as well, as I was in a mixed
So
zone.
essentially, you can't disconnect. Biggest thing. Plus, you've just made it harder for yourself to soak damage.
Oh, thanks. Well, we're about to kill them all now anyway. Oh, it moved off an 18. Might be
That's a
right.
hit. I said the difficulties were 10s.
But they're all nukes, aren't they? So
You only need 1 wound, and they've got a toughness of 8.
14 then, 6 points.
That's enough.
That's the wound.
Yep, he isn't on the thing, but you have effectively nullified the gun for at least 1 round. You're not sure if there are any other troops up on the dirigible, but you're preventing it from firing on their next action, which is a good call. Theo, Dr. Dick, what are you doing?
Oh, right. Who wants cards? I'm going to play leadership because I might as
I
well.
have 2 cards, and I have 1, but it's rubbish.
I do not.
Okay, so I can give you coup de grace and adrenaline.
They'll go into your hand.
My hand, right.
Yeah, because they're coming from his hand. So coup de grace und Adrenalin.
Because I get to put a card into my hand at the end of my go. Could I have put one of them in instead of the close call?
No, because you've yeah, no, well, why not? Because you haven't got any other cards in your hand. Let's say the timing was slightly different. Around a table, you could have quickly discussed that and done it differently. So, Dr. Dick, you get 2 more cards from that because you refresh back up to 6.
Right, and I am going to do the
Action
caliber
and
thing
supporter.
and pull out of, or I guess move a little bit that way. And while I do, I'm going to shoot Shock Trooper 17
Okay,
with my Uzi. So I'm up.
go for it.
So 15 does that hit?
1 bonus die damage. Your difficulties were 8.
$17 then.
Goes down. 2 seconds. Theo.
Right, I shall do a multi-action, which one will be to repel them back, and the other one will be to shoot one of the riders off. And I'm favoured at the moment, so that's a re-roll, isn't it? Favoured.
Yeah, essentially, if you get a bad roll, you roll again instead.
Okay, so it's a -2. I think that's enough actually, because I need a 10, I think, to push them back.
They are indeed pushed back. Same bonus number you can apply to your fire combat.
Is that a bonus of 0? So my fire combat is 12. No.
Which
10.
one were you going for?
Let's go for number 3.
Okay, their dodges, I think, are 10s. No, the dodges are 12, so you just hit with a 12.
Phew. I think that should just be enough, should it?
So their toughnesses are 12, one of which is armor, but I don't think your gun has armor piercing. So what's the base damage?
15.
So 15. So you do 2 shock. You don't take it out, but it is off in that direction.
Okay, fine. And then I'm going to strategically adjust my position.
Move a little bit, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I'm moving towards the bad guy, but I'll do. Okay.
Can somebody roll me a d6 for Living Land or Nile Empire for the next combat round? Living Land. So you guys are going first with a flurry. Villains go second. Proved actions are attack and intimidate. And taunts are difficult because things just got loud. The reason things got loud is the all of the propellers at the back of the dirigible begin to spin up. It looked like he might be preparing to escape.
Flurry though.
You have a flurry though. So decide what you're doing. See if we can get through the first flurry round, and then we'll finish at 11.
All right, I'm gonna, if nothing else, at least try another shot at the music.
Okay. Yep. Strictly speaking, that's still going to be loud enough to work in this particular, and it's not a taunt, so it's just adding to the detail. This will be the third attempt, so it's the last attempt at your maneuver with this. Okay, again, doesn't impact him, but it does seem to impact the remaining crew on the dirigible. So they are, in effect, stymied. Or you could make them vulnerable. It's up to you.
Stymied is preferable in this case.
Okay, who's following on from Dr. Dick? Some of the targets in that environment, as I said, are now vulnerable at this point.
Is there any point in trying to shoot the actual airship down? And does it have a... If you get a hole in it, will it...
Well, it is... Not necessarily the character might know, but it is hydrogen powered.
We'll give it a go. I'll shoot at the airship instead. So presumably it's massive, so I get bonus.
You get a +6 to hit it.
So,
Do you have flaming bullets, though?
no.
Okay, so you're not
Do I
doing
need
fire damage.
I
Just-
need to
you
do fire damage.
might ignite the hydrogen if you're doing fire.
That's what I want. How do I do that? Damn it. Can anyone else do fire damage? Does anyone have that ability?
Theo has fire breath shotgun rounds.
Oh.
But
Do you
only,
want to try
they
that?
only reach 40 or something, don't they?
Yep, the shotgun has the issue of range.
You're rubbish
Let
there.
him stand on your shoulders.
Give us your shotgun rounds. I'll try and put it into my gun. See what happens.
It won't work.
Is there any point in trying to shoot it then, or do you think it's just gonna?
I
It's up to
think
you. You've not seen any damage to it yet. The lacton don't appear to have been piercing the shell overly much.
I think just save us down here.
Save
Quite a lot's
us.
fine.
Who have we got surrounding it? Oh, I've got a ghost bug right on me. Shite.
Yeah, I've got right on you. I kept forgetting to move them into place.
I'll shoot that one. It's on me then. Then I'm ready to clear the rest out. Kind of.
You don't move your fire shotgun that you don't have.
Oh, Might be enough to hit it.
Possible mishap.
No, I can't because I'm in my own zone.
Yep. But the gun still could have a mishap range, which would just cause it to jam. But then that depends on the gun's specifics.
Oh, is your gun tech 20?
My gun's Tet 16. But it's my,
He's got his own local axioms in place, so whatever it was, it wouldn't.
No, that's not that. I was moaning about the tech of that stupid axe.
I love that. It was the very first thing that happened in the session, and it's the very last thing Derek complains about at the end of the session.
dodge or
You could spend a possibility.
well, what is it? It's dodge or just defense? Sorry.
What of the Zeppelin?
Oh, Gospog.
Oh, the Gospog. 8.
So I still hit it.
Yeah, you still hit it with a 4.
14 damage, kill it.
Yes, because that's 6 more.
Oh, there you go. I'll do that one. I'll leave it at that.
Nice and neatly. Oh, can somebody roll me another d6 quickly?
Me. We want the birds on our side. Ugh.
I didn't see a 4 roll first. The
Okay,
didn't get in there first. So,
Raptors are on our side. Woohoo!
yep. What's going to basically happen is these raptors dart over here, leaping onto those troopers. These raptors disengage and disappear into the forest. They don't like this electrical sparky woman. She's causing them grief. These raptors likewise disappear.
What was that thing that blew up? The Hindenburg, wasn't it? Was this something to do with electricity?
Well, I don't know what caused. They don't necessarily know what caused it, but it certainly ignited. And actually, just give me a second. So decide what you've still got. Dr. Dick, Theo, you've got actions this round.
I'm waiting to see what lives.
So
So I have to get them.
I'll go and heal at Abram.
Okay.
I'm healed.
What?
Oh, he
I'm
used his own potions.
I'm not
Right.
wounded.
Dr. Dick might want some healing if you can get to him, but he's wandered a bit further.
Can't reach him.
Come and stroke my forehead for me then.
That's you,
You
Ron.
hear a screeching, cawing noise from above, and you can see that the 2 remaining Lacton have disengaged from the body of the blimp and now appear to be harrying the cupola underneath, specifically where Cloudmaster is at the front of the cupola. His dodge is
Funny thing is, once those 2 things die, we get my possibilities.
they proceed to one of them latches on to the underside of the cage, which is containing everything underneath, and begins to bite at him. And as the Cloudmaster is like batting away at that particular dinosaur, the other one reaches out, grabs his leg with its beak, and pulls him bodily off of the plane, or the plane, the dirigible. He's now hanging upside down by his right leg in the mouth of Lacton 1.
Oh, Lacton 1. Mister, have you gone yet, Abraham?
I took out the Gospog on next to me.
Oh, if only you just waited.
We've got a flurry though, so we've got another go.
Oh, yeah. Right, okay. You did an attack, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I should have got a card.
I'll
Is that me?
Mm-hmm.
We were waiting for what Theo was doing, because Theo was going to heal, but then he says, I can't reach it.
yeah, I'll just double move. I presume that's what I can do.
Yeah, it's usually a minus 2.
Triple move it is.
You move extra, but then you
Okay.
you just get a -2 on your action because you're doing two things essentially.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll in which case rush up to Dick and I'll give him a nice
Slap him on the back and give him a
Curative.
benediction, whether he wants one or not.
a nice parable because we know he loves it. I've
Go
actually
on.
taken 2 wounds. That's another -2, isn't it?
Oh, I thought you would have healed yourself then.
I can't now.
You can only do it once per scene on any individual.
I'm going
Maybe
to play
do-
an hero card because I'm an hero.
A what card?
Hero card. So I can play it as a possibility. So does that mean I can?
Yep.
Yeah.
Skill total in the first box, die total in the second.
It's like you say hero the way you Americans say herb.
Or
Hero.
hero.
All I'm hearing is hero, not the hero.
Yeah, I say
That's
hero, but Scanner's doing hero from up north.
That's what I said. I said hero. Down to the pub.
Go ahead and roll. Weirdly, it's one of those ones that's also down south. You just say hero. Drop the
Yes.
H.
Yeah, they drop their H's as well, don't they?
Never heard. I thought that was like just a Cockney thing.
Not dropping H now, it's all over the place.
Yeah. Didn't know anyone.
So
Really
you're-
people did that, but I guess.
I
So,
think you
Dr.
did
Dick,
something.
you recover 3 wounds and all your shock.
Well,
Woohoo!
Your body is suffused with divine energy. That might be at odds with your own personal belief system, but it's proven to work.
well, thanks, I guess.
It's nice how you watch Theo run past you while you're just like, so you get losing so much shock and you just go, no, I'm over him. He's worse than you.
Who can we?
Anyone got any goes left in the first flurry round?
Me? I still got my go.
Go for it.
I don't think I did anything,
That's why I was waiting for Dr. Dick.
but I'm not sure what to do.
Because, well, I can run and try and hit some dinosaur over there. It's hitting the other guy.
It's late. You guys are mopping this up, so we can narrate the last bits and continue next week. Essentially, you mop up the remaining stormtroopers. Gark knocks out the 3 that he's dealing with in a single rotational hit this round, and Aston Ra rushes the pyramid and assists the 2 remaining raptors who were previously fighting him in taking out the remaining Nile shock troops. Meanwhile, up in the air, the 2 Lacton who have managed to get the Cloudmaster out of the gondola proceed to start throwing him between themselves, him screaming all the while, and you think that he is consigned to being bird food, or at least massive flying reptilian food, until there's a brief bang, sort of loud explosion noise, and you notice fire begins to shoot out of something on the Cloudmaster's back, and he begins to, cursing at the top of his lungs, he begins to fly off at a rate faster than the Lacton can follow. But they do indeed attempt to follow him. Everyone gets 2 possibilities.
Yay! Thank you, Dora.
And next week, you can mop up what's left here. You will be going through the last bits of this scene before you move on elsewhere, or the end of an act. But because I'm feeling nice and it is late, you can have the XP for the end of the act now, so everyone gets 5 XP. And that 5 XP is because you didn't make the effort I went to a complete waste.
How could we have made it a complete waste?
If you'd blown up the Zeppelin, the map I've
Ah,
just shared with you
it's done a Led Zeppelin.
would have been completely
Oh,
moot and useless. And we're about to come up with something else.
Still loading.
See, I thought we shouldn't have killed. I thought we shouldn't. We
I
should leave-
did have a backup plan, don't worry. The idea was if you had blown it up, then he would have had another one parked nearby. He hasn't because you didn't, but if you did, he would have.
Well, it's a pity. Are we going to name this new Zeppelin we've got? We'll call it Zed.
Anyway, you can begin to explore it,
Sure is beautiful.
find a way up to it.
You know what's
Next.
really good about it?
What?
It's got a bath in it.
Yep. It's got toilets, it's
Fantastic.
got bath, it's got workshop.
Has it got a
Fog.
bar?
Is that
Sorry?
TV? Is that
Has it
TV?
got a bar?
It's got a bar.
Oh.
Why is there a TV in it?
Well, it's not necessarily a TV, but it's part of their room. Don't forget, this is something from Weird Science.
Is this done by Dungeon Fog?
It was indeed.
Very good, sir.
It's designed off. Its design was inspired by the actual floor plan of the Graf Zeppelin.
Really? Oh, very
yeah.
good.
Although the Graf Zeppelin didn't have a workshop or a storage room, but it did have, believe it or not, the Graf Zeppelin did have 2 toilets, her Underdamen, and it did have a rather anachronistic-looking lounge in the middle of the Zeppelin. So,
Fantastic.
but we will explore that next week.
Yay.
Yep, I'm going to log off because I need sleep. I'm knackered.
Well done, guys. As you see, even large numbers,
Well-
once you start wearing them down.
Well, I just lost, 5 XP? 4?
Yeah, we'll sort something out on that. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I do think there needs to be maybe a long-term disbenefit. But I suspect you'll be able to. I'm probably going to toy with something of earning that back. So there's still an ablative resistance to failing to reconnect in those instances, but it's not going to be a permanent loss because I don't necessarily like that.